Alright, I think we are back in action. Oops. Well, we're back now. I accidentally killed the stream, but I have restarted it.
You switched over to the be right back mode.
We're back.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It's up.
I didn't know about studio mode. It's a big button that I just never clicked before, and that lets you mess with scenes without the viewer's seeing. So that would be useful, like for the first half hour of the stream. All right, let's see what happens.
Yes, let's see these hard-hitting story moments.
Are they dead?
To be. Look.
What?
Destroyed alien motherships.
Welcome to the graveyard of our creators.
Some more scantily dressed, white-haired men are showing up, I see.
Yes.
You.
Well, it's those two again.
Look out! My
the same
name is
ones.
Adam.
The same
The
two.
aliens.
Hey? Can I kill him yet?
Relax. Eve. We're still negotiating here.
Okay, I thought I was supposed to fight.
So they found pants, but
The
no
aliens
shirts.
you
Yes.
Yes.
seek are no
Not yet.
longer here. They were wiped out centuries ago by
And that means the
us.
one that I thought we killed the one, but I guess they're both back.
Wiped out.
And
They're
who
both alright.
knows? Perhaps
Yeah, they got
they'll wipe
healed.
out the
Or
androids next.
got
Machines
healed
are
up.
weapons capable of evolution.
There we go. Now we fight.
We can grow. We can become aware. Eventually, the intelligence within our network began to surpass that of our creators. You'd probably be surprised at how quickly it happened.
You destroyed your own creators?
Oh, there's no need to fret about them. They were simple, infantile, almost like plants, I guess you'd say. They held no value to us. But the humans on the moon, now they are interesting.
Why them?
Because they are an enigma. They killed uncountable numbers of their own kind, and yet loved in equal measure. It's fascinating, don't you think? What could possibly drive?
Hold on, I gotta put the chip in that auto heals, the one that apparently like keeps getting taken out or something. Oops.
We've certainly had issues with that one in the
I
past.
have,
Yes.
yeah, I'm not happy about it, but I need to have
It's
to
under support, I think.
pay attention. Look at all, and there it is. No, it's
All
there.
will work as
Just
well.
not. Oh,
For
auto
6
heal.
seconds of
That's
not
a
taking
different
damage
thing.
or yeah.
Shit. We don't have that one anymore. I mean, I lost it in the ballerina fight. Yeah, that must be what happened.
That's, you thought that happened, and you thought that didn't happen. Now I guess we think that did happen again. Fair enough.
Oh, that's why I've been, okay, yeah, that's what has been happening. I've not taken damage, restore. Okay, well, we will just,
Yeah, that's a completely different
go in
kit.
here.
Yep, classic.
Alright.
Such behavior. We
Ouch.
have dedicated ourselves to unraveling this riddle of humanity.
Oh, it's B to use. It
And
even
now
tells me right there. I'm just
we
really
allow you
stupid.
to
Okay.
assist us. You were made in their image, after all.
Assist you with what?
It's simple. We need you to locate the humans on the moon and bring them to us. We will then dissect
dodge rhythm is
and
bad.
analyze them in order to drag their secrets forth into the light. Surely you see the attraction in this.
Are you insane? We'd never do that! Can you believe this, 2B? This guy's bonkers.
Well, I suppose this concludes negotiations.
That's some
The only
bonkers.
remaining
Yeah, he's a
option
bit, seem a
is
bit
to destroy
bonkers.
you, the same way we destroyed these pathetic little
Alright,
aliens.
so one of these guys are classic anime villains.
Kinda,
Time
yeah.
Sort
grew
of.
short.
Alright,
They've been ruminating on the nature of humanity.
they sure
This
have.
is the fate
Oh shit.
befell our creators.
This is a
As
very
for your beloved
philosophical
humans,
game.
It
I
is.
guess we'll see, won't we?
Okay, not a
I
real
saw
boss fight.
I saw a YouTube video I said it had a great title, and that was the most philosophical video game of all time.
Oh, this one?
No. Can you guess what game it was?
Planescape Torment?
Yes, correct. Good guess.
Yeah. Easy guess. All right. Well,
It was just a clickbait title, but I think the idea of like the most philosophical thing
yeah. What
is
the
like
fuck does
really
that mean?
freaking funny.
Look around here, but all right. So we found out the big secret is the aliens are dead and the machines have been kind of autonomously waging war.
This is unsurprising to me.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, we don't, we just thought they fucked off, but instead they're dead. It's like, okay, well, it doesn't really change anything.
Killed by the machines themselves, according to the
Yes.
Sephiroth brothers.
Yes, according to the brothers Sephiroth.
Adam and Eve, as they're calling themselves.
Operator 60. We now have an operational transporter in the city ruins.
So there you go, we have an Adam and an Eve. That's kind of like Evangelion as well, where we had Adam and Lilith. It was an
yes.
alternative version of Eve, of course.
They let you transfer your consciousness to a temporary body back.
I was
in
also
the
seen in
bunker. I heard some tech
Sinfest.
guys talking about it a while ago, but I didn't
Yeah.
know they finally got it working.
Also. Yeah, so that's the big thing, and they're trying to, they find humans intriguing. They're trying to emulate them, as we can.
How's it hanging? You're
Kind of
Yes,
tell.
apparently the other aliens were more plant-like.
Yeah, plants are fucking boring, so who cares?
Give her some lip for me, will ya?
They don't usually have very interesting social dynamics.
So this has a transporter now,
Yeah.
huh?
Still,
It's not.
transporters, they're way faster than flight units when it comes to traveling between Earth and the bunker. Flight units also leave us open to attack, and they're expensive to operate, too.
I guess teleporting ourselves isn't. I guess we're just uploading our minds. So, all right, we're gonna head back to the bunker. This is our first, our second fast travel point, but you need two to tango. I guess actually there is. Oh no, wait. Oh, I can fast travel to any of these. I just can't come back from them. Oh, okay. That makes things quicker. Well, we're going to the bunker right now.
Yeah, you can fast travel back to the satellite or whatever, right?
Yeah. Oh wait, I'm completely wrong. I think I can use any of them. I just thought they looked different. Maybe we'll see. Yeah, back to the space station.
That concludes our report on the events surrounding the alien wreckage. Then they were dead this whole time.
What happened to all the color?
The Council of Humanity needs time to formulate a plan.
Robots
Until
can't see
then,
color. They're like
this
dogs in
information
that
must
way.
be kept confidential.
Actually, that's probably it.
Speak of it to
We're
no
in
one.
temporary,
Of
like, cheaper
course,
bodies up
your
here,
next
so
mission
they just
is to
don't
gather additional
let
intel
us see
on the
color on the
individual
bunker. I don't
known
know.
as Pascal.
You mean that freaky machine we ran into?
This order comes directly from the Council. Knowledge of such unique individuals is essential for the success of future missions. Understood.
All right, so we are now ordered to be friends with Pascal.
Okay.
Raiders.
It's a very big change in orders from our previous, like, exterminate all robots orders.
Well,
but-
maybe the robots killed the aliens, so they were actually friends now. It's like, well,
Man,
Okay.
the commander sure is a slave driver, huh?
That makes
So now
sense
we have
to
to
me.
go back to the city ruins.
And here we have the lovely centrifugal force in action, of course.
we sure do.
It's a crucial aspect of the artistry of this game.
Yes.
I'll rest if I feel like it.
Can we go to, like, 2B's room? on
Yes,
the-
we can. I just saw a quest marker in here, but we can go back. I want to teleport anyway. God, I want to fly this thing. 16D. I wonder what her job is. Oh yeah, that's the one that
Just
wanted us.
actually just referring to her cup size.
Oh, maybe.
She has enormous breasts.
He does. Although, I don't know, 16 is, I mean, yeah, large cup size and thin form. Right. 2B is a combat model. I think B stands for, like, battle. S for scout. I don't know what D is. Defensive. She just said it. Okay. So, yeah, and O for operator. They all have different, that's what the letters are for.
What about A?
We don't know yet. We haven't met any A's. I don't know what you're talking about.
True.
Let's tell her about 11B's attempted desertion.
Okay.
Well, we're gonna be open and honest, even if it damages her reputation. Heh. 16D finds it funny. What a miserable way to die. Yes.
She was a good android. What a
No,
miserable
apparently
way
she
to die.
wasn't. Damn, and android racism? Shit. Classism, I guess. Okay, she's actually happy that 11B was a traitor. Cool. Got some chips. Needed a quest. Let's go take a rest. What is this? Oh, skill salve. Does that increase my XP? I can use some of that. Nullifies attacks. Oh, it's up here. No, okay. Skill gauge replenishes twice as fast. Gotcha. We don't have. Oh no, we do. I keep forgetting to use that. We have like a special ability. I think it's a big laser right now. Okay, 2B's room is... I don't know which one it is. Maybe it's this 7B.
You're just standing right in front of a door that said 2B on it.
Were we?
Yes.
Okay. Here's 7B taking a nap. I never like explored these
The dormitory.
dormitories. Oh yeah, here's our room. Okay, 2B. Yeah, see we can... Yes, I would like to take a break. Night is just gonna stand there and hover over me.
Watch, yeah.
Okay, we took a nap. I feel refreshed. Oh wait, hold on. Maybe I can buy back my auto healer, the other auto healer. I have all those. Ranged attack up. No. Lost forever. Unless it's done. Damn. Oh well. Oh. Let me let's explore the other dorms. Why not? It's not one, is it? It's just... Wait. So were those the only two avant-garde games you found? Braid and Limbo.
Core also named a bunch of indie games no one in the world has ever heard of.
Oh, okay.
One of them was called Madrid.
Okay, that's in Spain.
Sure is.
You know, I thought of one. Oh shit, what's it called? You play as like a detective in like a simulation reality with a bunch of demons. So, you know, even just from the description, I think that sounds pretty avant-garde.
Sounds a little avant-garde, yeah.
Paradise Killer. It's super weird, which is like, you know, key to being avant-garde, is just being super weird.
That's why Killer 7
Yeah,
can
there
be
you go.
argued too.
And both have the word killer in the title, so that's I think that's
Yeah.
a pretty deep connection.
I know avant-garde is a military term, and military people are killers of a kind, so it
Right.
all comes back together.
Yeah. Check the shops. Anti-chain damage. Turn invincible after taking damage. That sounds useful.
Iframes, okay.
Yeah, iframe. You can buy iframes. XP gain up. I don't know.
Always a good one.
I'm not gonna. But drop rate up. That. XP rate
much higher
4%. If it was higher, yeah, exactly. If it was higher, I'd do it. Yoko Taro clearly inspired by Final Fantasy VII with this, you know, ability equipping system.
Yes, definitely. Xenoblade 2 had, like, there was a robot character, and her level progression system was completely different from the human characters, which was an interesting idea.
Which one? Sorry?
Xenoblade 2.
Oh, okay. That's cool. There was a, you know, there's a robot in, I guess, spoilers for the game I'm about to say, if anybody wants to stop. Persona 3, there's a robot. But I don't think she progresses differently. That's cool, though.
Yeah, Aegis.
Aegis, yeah.
Well, Robo in Chrono Trigger had the exact same character progression system as the biological characters in that game.
Yeah, he did. Nothing special there.
Talk.
Of course. I'll help however I can.
Okay, yeah, what's up with your pacifism, weirdo? Okay, she got too used to losing her friends, and that frightened her.
Okay.
And then we're asking about the aliens. Can't tell us much. Okay, I guess she doesn't know that they're dead.
That's reasonable.
Pascal,
Yes, Tubi?
aside from this village, are there any other machines that are cut off from the network?
I suppose that unpleasant songstress you so kindly defeated in the amusement park wasn't part of the network.
Off-network robots.
Oh, and of course
Ballerina,
there's
yes.
a forest kingdom, but
Forest Kingdom?
yes, it's a vast woodland area not far from here. There's a group of machines there attempting to build a nation of sorts. They're quite hostile to outsiders, however. We can't so much as go near the place.
Where is it?
Northeast of the city ruins. You should be able to reach it by passing through the ruins of the commercial facility. If you go, however, be careful. Things have been rather rough there lately.
This Forest Kingdom sounds like something we should check out.
Okay. That's where we're going next. But first, we have to talk to Jean-Paul.
Yes. Can't forget John Paul.
No, cannot. Moments are transitory. One cannot possess them. Fascinating.
This guy is an intellectual fuckwit.
He is. He's both suspicious and alluring.
I agree. That's a good description of Jean Paul.
Okay. Jean-Paul continues to be unimpressed.
Unimpressed. Yes.
Oh, somebody died here somehow. Hey, this guy has a suit. Father machine.
Father machine. And play as a suit, I suppose.
Guess so. Just make sure, let's see if there's any quests around here. There are. There's like one. Alright, going to the forest next, though.
The Forest Kingdom, yes.
Forest Kingdom, not just any forest, but a kingdom. Perhaps we'll meet important characters there. We'll have to see.
Some elf robots.
Could be, yeah. In the desert, we had desert tribal robots, so I wonder what we'll have in the Forest Kingdom. Perhaps
yes, those
feudal.
robots in the desert like to wear masks.
They do. I'm trying to find where this quest is, but if I can't find it, we'll just get it later. If I go down here. Yes, that's right. Hey, these are androids.
Yes, from the Resistance.
Oh, they must have run away to live with the machines. No. Deserters. Looking for the desert, they got lost. Not our jurisdiction. Okay, they can't move.
Must we bring them some materials?
Who, us? Let's help them. Okay.
Wandering couple accepted.
So tired from carrying my friend. I just need a little rest. Yeah.
Yes, that's what Simple Machine says.
Alright, let's go to the fort. Oh yeah, here we can test it out.
Yep.
I think if I...
Here's the male gaze in action, everyone.
Yeah, I don't know if I have to do it for a certain amount of time or...
What's supposed to happen?
Feel like she swipes the camera away with her hand. It's a little fourth wall breaking. She's not doing it. So...
No.
If I hold it, let's hold it for a few more seconds. Not safe for work. Actually, I don't think they have genitalia, so technically it's fine. All right, well, she's not
Just
doing it. Maybe
turned out.
I'll look it up for next time and
I guess
see
it
how
depends
trigger
on
it.
your workplace how sensitive it is.
True, but you know that's just a general qualifier. Not safe for work. Okay.
Yeah, we're probably gonna talk about sexual abuse again this stream. I think we've done it the last couple streams in a row, so.
Did we? Couple streams in a row?
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. Oh yeah. Because
We had that long discussion about what the worst crime of all is between murder and rape, and then we had the
Yes.
Justin Roiland one.
That's right. That's right. No, it's just. Oh, okay. It's just a hot topic these days. Damn, these machines are having a spat.
What was
So
all
it
that
seems.
about?
No idea.
Ask. Oh, that's okay. That's her child.
She does. That's what she's mother machine.
Yeah, and lipstick and
Yeah,
fake
I was gonna
eyelashes.
makeup as well.
Oh.
Let's accept all the side quests.
Yeah,
Say, 2B.
I think some of them carry over into
when
the
do you
next
think you'll be
playthroughs,
willing
but
to call me Nines.
9S works just fine.
Well,
Good
yeah,
point.
but
It's always awkward when people try to like come up with a
this
nickname
job
for
can be pretty
themselves.
rough
Yeah.
sometimes, huh?
We don't get to choose our assignments, and you should work on keeping your opinions in check. Your aren't allowed to be emotional, remember?
I think some of us are better at that than others.
I didn't know that was a rule. But TB has
It's like
provided.
the Jedi Order in
Yeah,
that way.
exactly.
Operator 60 to 2B. Come in, 2B.
To be here.
The monitoring signal from the new access point has gone silent. I'm sending you the positional data. Please investigate the site as soon as possible.
Understood.
Got it. Hello. I am an android. Is the world full of love? I don't know.
Doesn't seem very full of love in the context of this game.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. Oh, okay. Well, let's just
Let's try
let's
the
give
other
him a
answer then.
chance. I think we do need to express more happiness. Sure, I guess. I do. Okay. A parade. That's fun. Parade of love and friendship. It's like the one we destroyed in the amusement park. Oh yeah,
Yes.
right.
You can guard the parade.
Yeah, we'll do that later. It's in the ass of a mission.
Okay.
Well, it's just like
Like an escort
yeah, it's
quest
just
type
an
of
escort
mission.
quest basically.
Yeah, that's never
Um,
too much fun.
Let's figure out over here, the opposite way of where I'm going. Oh yeah, through the commercial complex.
So what games have you been playing over the last week?
I finished Mechwarrior 5. It's alright. The story was alright. The game is fun, but like kind of it's a cool, like the BattleTech universe is kind of neat. It's not like a super, it's very like hard sci-fi with like a feudal society, so a lot of like warring factions and politicking, kind of Game of Thrones in space. If you wanna, if you have to make a comparison, this bridge looks suspicious. And the main story was just like, you know, like there's a BattleTech game, and that story is about all that politicking and like restoring a betrayed ruler to her kingdom.
This must be the commercial structure.
So that's
Pascal
neat.
was
And then
talking
Mechwarrior
about.
5 was kind of just like,
Records
you're a
say once a
mercenary
facility known as a
looking
shopping
for,
center.
like, your father died and he left some secrets, so go find them.
Okay.
And it just wasn't very intriguing, but that's
Sure.
okay. You get to blow up big robots, and that's really the point.
Yeah, that's what you're there for,
Yeah.
right?
So we're in a mall. There's an
Not really
escalator.
a story. Yes, the ruins of them all.
Yeah, playing more Hades. I think I'm almost done. I've gotten to, you know, beaten Hades a couple more
You going for the
times.
secret ending or the true ending? or
Yeah.
whatever?
No, I mean, yeah, I'll get that, but I'm, you know, I kind of just like the game, so I just play it off and on here and there. Just you know, if I have 20 minutes to beat up some dead people, I guess, some dead souls, whatever you're fighting there. Not demons, really. And then
Yeah.
I decided to. My wife finished a point-and-click adventure called Black Mirror. Actually, she finished the trilogy, which are like they're old, like I think 90s and early 2000s. So I recommended to her to play
Okay.
Grim Fandango. It's everyone's favorite point-and-click.
No getting through
So
here.
she might try that next. And then I think next I might play What Remains of Edith Finch, because I hear that's very good.
More meaningless conjecture.
That's a walking simulator.
You're
Yeah.
so serious, 2B.
That's about all I know about it.
Alert. Multiple machine life forms detected above our position.
Oh.
Okay, yes, these guys are apparently not very like friendly to outsiders.
No,
Getting
but they are feudal.
Expect.
They hail the Forest King.
Combat was never
That's true.
meant to be
What
my
is a
forte.
kingdom?
Right. A forest king without a kingdom, or a kingdom without a king, or a king without a kingdom, both no good. But yeah, I heard Edith Finch. It's only like 2 hours long apparently, and everyone's like, "This is the most emotional game I've ever played." So worth checking out at least. Not the most philosophical, but
No, that would be playing
worth
Escape
something.
Torment,
Yeah,
of course.
exactly.
So that game has the greatest quantity of philosophy in it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you define it that way, I don't know. There's an argument to be made.
Certainly has a great quantity of text in it.
Yes.
Oh, hey, look who it is.
Hey, it's our friend from the previous
Super
game that I haven't
Tyler's
played.
mess.
Hey,
Yes.
where am I?
It's Emil.
What's that?
Hey there, guys. What's up?
This thing's weird, 2B. Let's kill it.
Wait, what? No. Good idea.
Alright.
What was that?
Here he goes.
Let's
Can
go.
you chase him down?
Yeah, I think we can find him. Oh, he opened the way for us.
I see. This is a comedy sequence then.
Yes. Very humorous.
Looks
That
like
is a
the
good
forest
line.
just
This
ahead.
thing's weird, let's kill it.
I think she's like, good idea.
Yeah. They're violent.
It's not as good as your mouth can say what it wants, but you still don't have a heart.
Yes. Nor is it
My
as
favorite
moments
line
are
is-
transient. You can't hold one. You can't
Yeah.
possess one.
That's a pretty good one.
It is the beautiful forest kingdom. Looks like
For zone, that's what we're
zone.
calling
Yeah,
it.
for
We're not
zone.
acknowledging it as a kingdom.
No, we do not acknowledge the sovereignty of this nation state. Looks like reminds me of like Shadow of the Colossus kind of
Here they come.
Yeah, a little bit like that.
I'm aware
the
of that,
ruins.
but you just be careful.
We've got a robot chariot sort of thing going here.
Yeah, he's riding a chocobo. Robo. Ouch.
Choco Robo.
Chocorobo, yeah, that's good. I think at some point I can get like an auto looter and that'll be nice.
King, right? I
That would be
saw one to
nice.
a castle further in. Maybe we should
Yes,
take
very
a
much
look.
taking after medieval styling here with these robots.
Yes,
That was
yeah,
basically a robot knight.
basically. Get to the famous forest zone theme playing.
Yes, very lovely.
Ah yes, I remember the boars.
Easily.
Oh no, I didn't mean to attack the boar.
Aw. Oh, he's angry.
Yes,
He's gonna gore you.
he might. Boars are tough. You have to use a spear to kill a boar. Learned that from Kingdom Come Deliverance. That's a fun game. Maybe I'll play that on stream.
You have suggested it before.
I have, yeah. It's a good story. I like that story there. Nothing philosophical, just very
Not the most philosophical.
not
game of all time.
not a philosophical game at all, I would say.
I see. This game is philosophical, though.
It is. This game might be the most philosophical game, you know. We'll still have to see at the end.
Well, it has 3 whole stories worth of philosophy in it, so that is a good quantity of philosophy.
Yes.
Or at least
mean,
it could be.
It's already introduced, you know, the, like, what is humanity sort of thing, you know. Nothing too unique, but there's philosophy. It exists.
The reason it's a bad title is that you should be trying to, like, at least from a, it might be good for getting clicks, but it's not a good title from a, like, actual writing a good essay perspective, and that's because you should try to have a statement about what kind of ideas, though, a piece of art is trying to convey.
Right.
You're saying
not
it
just
has a lot of philosophy in it.
Yes.
Well, that's kind of the takeaway I got from Planescape, was that, like, there's a lot of text, but it is harder to come up with what a definite theme of the game is.
I don't know. I think it has pretty clear themes about the nature of like regret and forgiveness and that sort of thing.
Well, the general core message from the ending is that, like, this one has to face his sins or something like that.
Yeah, and that's
by
a common
avoiding
thing.
his immortality, or by creating his immortality and not going to hell or whatever he was trying to avoid paying for his sins.
Yeah, but I think that's true not just of the nameless one, but of a lot of the companions as well. They all have their own, not all, but some have their own like sins they need to face. So it's pretty common theme throughout. It's not. I mean, it does have a lot of ideas, but it's definitely not hard to just like pick out the main theme and make an essay. I don't think that it's very obscure in that sense.
I think it does fall into a category of narrative that is more about exploring a wide variety of different ideas, and is less focused on trying to convey a single particular message or point of view.
Sure.
I would classify Disco Elysium as another game that's like this as well.
Agreed.
In contrast to, I guess, maybe like Mother 3 would be a decent example, where the sort of communist side of that was very focused on. The whole narrative was kind of woven around the whole idea of like, Tasmele's corruption. Or like, here's a level 30 man.
Yeah, he's defending his moose shack.
Yes.
I think if we, it's definitely a quest here. I think we have to beat him up a bit and then he'll chill out.
Which has a level 30 boar nearby it as well.
He does. Wonder if I can use animal bait on the boar. Well, 9S is slashing the hell out of it.
Have to try, I guess.
But yeah, I agree. Well, and Disco Elysium has similar themes in some sense to Planescape Torment. But anyway, like, yeah. I agree with you that just noting the fact that there are a lot of ideas in the game, even though that is true, it does not make for an interesting video essay. Or I wouldn't think it would. So.
No. I think it is pretty common that a lot of video essays kind of fail to have a central point, or so they just kind of like waffle around the subject of the game for a long time, or the pieces that they're describing or whatever. Which isn't necessarily a terrible thing. I think there is something to be said for just exploring a subject rather than trying to like change people's minds on it or whatever.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I sometimes, if like, some of my favorite video essays have just been about a dense game. I like that essay on Y2K, even though that game sucks. Just the exploration of that suckage I found interesting.
It tends to be interesting.
Okay, there we go.
That game is considered to be very bad, yes. I haven't played it myself or even really seen any footage of it.
It's just like, yeah, it's kind of just pretentious.
Pretentious hipster.
Yeah, the main character is a pretentious hipster, and not ironically. It's just like he's just like he plays it straight. Spare the animals or show no mercy. Let's spare the animals. We're doing a save the animals run.
Yes, like in Metroid.
Yes, Metroid. That's Prime, right? Yeah. Or not
Super
Prime,
Metroid,
Super,
yeah.
yes. Sad music playing.
Drakengard 2 has a 58 out of 100 on Metacritic.
I think 2 is the less liked one, even among fans. So.
Drakengard 3 only has a 61 out of 100, so not too much better.
Drakengard 3 has a like waifu main character, so.
She's right on the box, yeah, with a flower on her eye.
Yeah, in her eye. It's like growing out of her. It's extremely painful, apparently.
Okay.
Yeah.
IGN gave it a 4.8 out of 10. The GameSpot gave it a 7.
Okay.
Oh, and Destructo gave it an 8.5. Wow.
So we see another example of humanity from the machines. This one's he built a shack to take care of these hurt animals.
Yes.
Music is very emotional.
Certainly is.
Oh yeah, so they use this, they're seeing like a fake language, I think, called Angelic, which I think is used in some of the other Drakengard games. So that's interesting.
It's noteworthy, yes.
Yes.
What a multilingual game. This
Yeah,
is
it's
with
bent
its
in its
music.
own. Yeah. I don't know if it's a full like language or it's just like made to sound good in a chorus. But apparently, I mean, I don't know how much it's used in the other games, but yeah, like I said, it's, I think Drakengard originally used it. Not that that's reflected in the Metacritic score.
No, they should have probably noticed that more.
Alright, we're about to enter the castle. Well, at some point, once I find my way in.
I have heard that the combat system of Drakengard 1 was pretty fucking dire.
Yeah, I watched a full playthrough of it and it did not look especially good. Can't get in that way. I mean, it has some unique stuff. It's I don't know. It's like kind of like this. I think it's just like very hack and slashy, but like even like more simple maybe. I'm not sure. You do get to fly a dragon sometimes. That's kind of neat, but.
Yes,
Didn't
or is
save
it
it.
the multiplicity of gameplay styles in these Yoko Taro games?
Right, yeah. All started back then. Was that his first game, or has he done like other stuff?
I think it might be the first game he directed. I'll take a quick look again.
Oh yeah, I guess you don't start off as a director necessarily.
Not necessarily.
So those machines
Yes, the
had
first
a
game he
shape,
was the
but how can
director
a
on was
concept like
Drakengard.
loyalty
Yeah.
be
He was a
understood by
game
a
designer on
machine?
Phase Paradox in 2001. And then background designer on Alpine Racer 2 and Time Crisis 2.
Ooh,
And planner on Chase the Express.
okay, cool.
Yep.
All right. Uh-oh, something big is there.
Yeah. Thought there was a big shape moving behind the waterfall at one point too.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, we
With,
start encountering these big boys.
Yes,
Alright,
the same big boy as we saw in the village. I believe.
Yeah, this one's wearing some mail. Yes, we're in a nice fancy castle. Probably not built by the machines. Probably a
not.
human structure. But we're
It
going
looked
to
to
go.
be a ruin. Yes.
Yes, we're going to go kill the Forest King.
Aw.
Ouch. Because he's off network, so he's not even a good machine, apparently.
But don't we kind of not like the network of machines? So wouldn't we
Oh,
kind of
wait,
be more
well,
likely to be
yeah, I
friends
don't
with
know.
someone who's off
That's
of that network?
I don't remember if being on network or off network is good.
Well, the
'Cause the-
villagers that we're friends with are off network, right?
Right. Oh yeah. Right. Yeah. Well, I was thinking that the dancer, the
Ballerina
singer,
was too, yeah.
was off network, so she was crazy. So I guess we're just going to investigate the Forest King and see what kind of off network he is. If he's a good guy or a bad guy.
See if we have to kill him.
Yeah, we may have to terminate him, but maybe not.
Seems likely.
Regicide, the deepest of treasons.
He's not our king, though. He's not our liege.
No, he's not. We never swore fealty.
Exactly.
Maybe we will. Maybe that's how this resolves.
Maybe we will in order to infiltrate it and then kill him.
Ooh, wow, that's deep. That's a whole game's worth of plot.
Or it could just be like a quick side quest, either one.
True.
Let's see, I was playing Fire Emblem 4 for like, to play ahead, and then I beat that.
Okay.
So I
This
started
looks like
playing
the King's Castle, all right.
Tactics Ogre. Let
Oh,
us play
nice.
together. It's another game I intend to stream eventually at some point in the future.
Yeah, did they have it released the remake, or is that just coming out?
That's yeah, the Switch one.
Cool.
So there are basically two versions of the game.
Mhm.
that are way fucking different from each other mechanically to the point where you
Oh.
can't even really like. It's actually really hard to look up information on tactics
Oh,
over
no.
because you'll get like for the opposite version you're playing. So there's the original version that was on Super Famicom and then PS1, and then there's the PlayStation Portable one,
Yeah.
which is what the current version of the Switch one is based on.
Mhm.
That changes most of the mechanics, especially the character development mechanics, like completely compared to what it was in the original. So I've been playing the PlayStation. Well, I've been playing the SNES one, like with a fan translation.
Okay. Just real quick note, this is one of the like major like 2D beat 'em up sections in the game. This is how we progress through the castle.
that way, yeah.
So kind of fun. Yeah, I remember you talked about so Tactics Ogre. It was the same devs as Final Fantasy Tactics, right?
Same
It was-
director.
Same director.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was made by Quest Software, I think, which was later acquired by Square Enix.
Gotcha. Which one do you prefer? I don't remember. You like Final Fantasy Tactics, right? Cause,
Yeah, Final Fantasy Tactics is way better,
Okay. Yeah.
especially mechanically. I talked a lot in Final Fantasy Tactics about how the game's math is designed in such a way that level is not a very important consideration,
Mhm.
which I think makes the game a lot more tactical because you can't out level it, but you also don't really have to worry very much about being under leveled. It is more about resource management, picking the right skills, and actually playing tactically on the map.
Right.
Cut the chatter and engage the enemy.
Tactics Ogre is pretty much the polar opposite of that, where if you're even a difference of 1 or 2 levels can make it make a character completely outclass another one,
Yeah.
to the point where they get one shot and take like 10 shots to kill the enemy in return or something. Maybe not quite that drastic, but really severe.
Right. I get the
And so there's
idea.
this training mode you have to go into where you can set up your characters to just like grind off of each other for a long time. And the normal gameplay, if you're good, you can get around this, but the normal gameplay is to like stop every couple of maps and grind up
Oh,
into
no.
that.
Yeah.
Because the math is also designed such that like if there's a level difference, it massively affects how much experience you get as well.
Okay.
So leveling up off of people the same level as you, or lower, is incredibly slow. But if you like get a KO on someone who's 1 level above you, you get like a full level up off of it.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's odd. I mean, I guess it's like very high risk, high reward, but it sounds like it leans towards being not fun. So.
Yeah, it's also very frustrating because Final Fantasy Tactics has permadeath, but you have like 3 turns to resuscitate someone. Whereas in
Okay.
Tactics Ogre, if somebody goes down to 0 HP, they instantly fucking die.
Oh,
And when you
jeez.
combine that with how quickly, so much damage, everything does so much damage that like a lot of characters get 1 or 2 shot.
Mhm.
It just is really easy to fuck up and have to restart a battle. And later on, you do get a resurrection skill. So if you can revive someone until you leave the map, or else the game will forget about them. But it costs so much MP, and the way the MP system is works is that you gain a lot of you gain it as the battle goes on. So you have to kind of like sandbag battles down so that you can get your healer enough MP to revive the person who died before you can then finish the map. And it's just kind of a pain.
Yeah.
You can get into like a cascade of you got enough to revive the one person, but by that time someone else got killed and shit.
Okay. You have to keep trying to stack the MP.
Especially if you're
Jeez.
behind in levels, because the game is quite difficult if you're behind in levels.
Okay. Hey, but have you beaten it before?
No, I never
Okay.
have.
Okay.
And actually, it's a very big game, and what's most notable about it is that it has really important story changes. There's one near the beginning of the game in particular that you get completely different routes through the game for. There are
Oh,
at least
wow.
3 massively different routes in the game, and I've never beaten the game on any of them. So, yeah. If we stream it, what I might do is play one route on the SNES version and another route on the PSP version, since they're so massively different.
Okay.
To explore the different mechanics as well.
Yeah. Which one's better? Would you say?
I don't really know, but my
Okay.
inclination is the original one is better.
Okay.
I started the PSP one and kind of got turned off by what they changed, and didn't want to play very much more. I wanted to go back to the original one, so we'll see that if we play them both.
We'll see your
Do it.
frustration.
Yes.
Sure. Yeah, I remember Hal mentioned he liked Tactics Ogre. I
I
think.
think from a gameplay standpoint, I like Ogre Battle more. I do like
Maybe
Tactics
it was
Ogre.
Ogre Battle.
I just feel that it is held back pretty substantially by the level scaling thing.
Right.
that I was describing.
Right.
Analysis. This
Don't.
Oh, what? Don't need this. I guess I have to come back here later. That's annoying.
That's how it seems, yes.
Okay. Alright, there's a couple ways to go. Our map has
Yeah,
changed
that's just
to reflect the 2D ness.
It has, yes.
I don't think I
It's
ever noticed
2B and
before.
2D.
Yeah. Okay, one chest for me and one for that's for 9S. I remember now. You have to hack those, so that's what those are. So
Okay.
when we come back here, we'll hit the second chest. Okay, yeah, I mean that sounds interesting. I liked Final Fantasy Tactics, or our playthrough of that. So even though it'll be probably a worse experience, it'll be at least interesting to see.
The games definitely explore very similar themes in their narratives.
Right. I was gonna say you reminded me of you know, we briefly mentioned Yahtzee's extra punctuation regarding like detective games and like true narrative choice.
We
And-
talked about that on the Discord server, but I don't think we talked about it on stream.
Yeah,
at
that's
all.
what I meant. Say on the Discord.
His review of Pentiment and then his extra punctuation that came from it. It was titled
Let's see.
Great Detective Games Let You Fail Horribly or something along those lines.
Yeah, and he, you know, I was thinking while I was watching that, like, there are examples, he didn't really bring them up, of games that do offer true narrative choice, because I think his lament was like, detective games with a real answer, once you know it, there's no
Replay value.
replayability.
basically, yeah.
The other choice is like, you know, what Pentiment kind of does, where either there is no clear answer, the answer doesn't matter, and then he also kind of honorable or dishonorable mention to LA Noire, where it's like both there is an answer and you can't fail.
Yeah.
So, and he was complaining about the, you know, lack of true choice in games, but you know there are a couple examples you just mentioned. Sounds like Tactics Ogre has that it genuinely changes the story based on certain choices, and then we've talked before about Witcher 2, which does have that as well. So
It is kind of a rare thing because most
Yeah.
games that sort of, you know, advertise themselves as story-based narrative adventures tend the differences between them do tend to be very overstated by the marketing,
right,
and it tends to be like, because it's quite hard to program. The story tends to sort of like force itself back towards usually like the same conclusion and stuff, no matter what you do.
Right.
So a great example of that would be Telltale's Walking Dead. Especially the third season begins. The second season ended with basically a choice between which of two characters you would go with,
Mhm.
and then this to make the programming for the third one easy enough to do, they just kill off whichever character you were with either way at the very start of the third season, so that the third season can then be the same story no matter what you pick.
okay,
Operator 60.
And then even Pentiment, like we talked about how you can get the blacksmith killed in the first like generation, I guess, but then his son goes on to become to be able to be just as successful, even if his dad isn't there to raise him or whatever.
the stonemason.
Which is, yeah,
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, I think get the blacksmith killed. That's sad. I liked him. Yeah.
proposal.
which is an example of something where like they probably more could have been done to make the choices you make a little more impactful on the story in Pentiment even.
Mhm.
Detained? Easy
But
for
there
you
are.
to
It's
say.
hard to do. It's a weird development process that it results in a little bit. But something like Tactics Ogre and Witcher 2 do have these big
Yeah.
story choices, story
Yeah.
branches.
And like Witcher 2 could have just had the game be longer and have both those chapters in one playthrough, right? So it is like there's a
Yeah.
downside to that. All right. We got an email about a rogue Yorha agent we need to apprehend, and she just murdered a baby.
That was the Forest King as well, apparently.
Yeah, she killed the Forest King.
So this is A2, of course.
Of course.
2B. That's an android.
He's got a buster
Yorha
sword.
type android.
Alert. This unit is currently wanted by Yorha. Annihilation recommended.
Annihilation? But why?
Let's go, 9S.
2B?
Yeah, we're gonna annihilate her.
Yeah.
Warning A2. Here she is.
Ouch.
To 2B and 9S. We've picked up a signal from the black box of a fugitive
Yes, we found her.
What you see in front of you is your enemy.
But she's...
She deserted us. She's destroyed
Ow.
multiple pursuits. Now
Fuck,
kill her
I
before
dodged.
she kills you.
Okay, well, we'll try that again.
No, we didn't quite succeed at what
We
the
did not quite
bunker
succeed
was suggesting.
apprehending,
We didn't kill her before she
A2.
killed us.
Yep, that's her. She's
Classic
pretty cool.
character.
Yep, pretty cool lass.
She killed the Forest King. That wasn't very
Did,
nice. He was a
yeah,
baby.
He was a baby. She did brutally murder a innocent baby. Wonder how long he's been a baby.
Probably a long time.
Yeah, I would
Robots
think so.
don't really grow up like normal.
That's yeah, exactly.
I guess he respawned though.
He did. We have to watch the cutscene. Do we have to watch the cutscene? Yes. Skip it. No. Yeah.
Is this...
Oh, now we can hold to skip. Okay.
2B! That's... an android! A Yorha-type android!
I know.
This unit is currently wanted by Yorha. Annihilation recommended.
This is always annoying when each attempt of the
I
boss you have to
know.
go back through a lot of
Let's go,
cutscenes and stuff
9S.
like this.
2B!
That's what I get for dying. Need to find my post. I don't know which one's mine. That's me. TNP.
There's TNP, yeah.
Dead.
Bunker to
Dead
Oh,
Tuesday,
you're
straight.
right,
9S.
TNP,
We
yep,
picked up a
sounds
signal
about
from
right.
the black box of a fugitive known as A2.
Ah. It's funny. She doesn't attack unless you attack her, and 9S is the one that
What
attacked
you
her
see in front
first.
of you is your enemy.
Okay. Bit of ludonarrative dissonance,
She
I'd say.
deserted us. She's destroyed multiple pursuit androids.
Maybe I
Now
should have
kill
grinded
her
out more
before she
quests, because
kills
I'm
you.
like, yeah, this is an example of, just like Tactics Ogre, low level being a little bit
Yes.
fucky. As long as my dodge timings are decent, it's not bad. And let, there's a boss battle in fully 2D,
True.
or, you know what I mean. 2.5D, I
Plane
guess it's
of
called.
movement, yeah.
Yeah.
This seems to be going okay.
Yeah.
It's mostly the lack of the auto item use thing that
It's really
hurt you, I
annoying
think.
missing that, but it's a crutch, so I should, get better. I just need to upgrade my chip capacity, because I have, I can put in like defensive chips and more health and all that. I just can't.
Yeah.
I don't have room.
That's
I
definitely a
could
good
remove my
upgrade to
HUD,
get
but
to
I
get it.
kind of don't want to do that. Although there is like, I think the fishing spots one, that's, I can put that on when I am fishing, but no, I
Yeah.
don't need it normally, so I could put that. And the XP bar, I don't really care about how much XP.
You don't really need the XP bar very
No.
much. Nope. Doesn't really change what you do.
Right.
Well, this seems to be going fine though.
Yes, in fact, she's not gonna let us kill her. So
Yeah,
that's-
a lot of bosses end before their health bar goes down to zero
Yeah.
in this game.
she's important.
The fight against Eve was
Why
like
did
that
you
too.
betray us?
Oh yeah, yep.
Command is the one that betrayed you.
Okay.
Damn. What an edgelord.
Let's go after her, 2B.
She did not elaborate on that statement at all.
Our objective is still the. Oh no, okay. I mean, yeah, I have to follow her, but I just wanted to make sure I did mark her. Miss anything? Ouch.
She's gone.
There it is. She's gone native.
Operator.
We did
this
give
is
her a pretty
9S.
long head start
Patch me
there.
through to the
Yeah.
commander.
Maybe that moose knows where she
Roger
went.
that, 9S.
I'm sorry, Commander. We failed to defeat the fugitive.
I see. Well, at least you're both safe. That's an incredibly powerful unit you just faced. You should probably keep your distance in the future.
Commander, why did A2 desert the Force?
I'm afraid that's classified.
Oh? Huh. 2B,
Yeah?
How
let's go
suspicious.
ask Pascal
Yes.
about A2. He might know something.
All right.
Alright. Oh, okay.
Pascal's a he.
Oh, I thought it was, I thought Pascal was a she.
This is 9S.
Alright.
Yeah, Ness
You
doesn't seem to think so.
survived. How wonderful.
Yeah, we're fine. But there's
Has a
something I
feminine
wanna
kind of
ask you
voice.
about.
I am a.
Of course. Anything.
Actually,
Do you think he's the
it
wagering
needs to be in
type,
person.
Pascal?
Understood. I'll open the
Maybe.
gate we built to deter enemy
We have not
invaders.
seen evidence of that.
We'll be able to reach the village through there.
I think he is voiced by a woman in any case.
Yeah, I'm certain that's the case, but that's not lore friendly. All right. Well, that's A2. Well, that's not the last we've seen of her, I'm sure. In fact, we're actually chasing her down now, so that's kind of the new thread. We failed in our mission to make allies with the Forest King.
Yeah, no, that didn't go so well.
No.
And they're investigating the mystery of A2.
Yes. Anyway, we're talking about branching plots and games.
Adore, as the French call her.
Oh, yes, yes. A2 Brute.
Exactly. Yes, branching narratives in games, that sure is a thing.
Yep.
Henry Stickmin is another example of a game that kind of does it well. But the structure of that game is kind of designed to have you just make every choice, because each route is so short.
Right.
Whereas with, like, Witcher 2 or Detective Zero, because those games are quite long, it's very fathomable that somebody would just play through one route of it and not play the others.
Yes. Witcher 2 has a couple of other, like, you know, more minor branching points too. There's certain choices you make. So, I mean, like, the main... I would only, like, replay it once, which is what I did. For the completely different Chapter 2, but there are some other things. The usual minor, like, quest decisions. I was gonna say, well, yeah, speaking of that game I mentioned, Paradise Killer, like, that one has a real solution, but not only can you, like, you're a detective that you know, interrogates people, and then you can bring them to trial for their crimes, and you can choose who to accuse. You can, like, even recommend the punishment. You can you know, fully complete the investigation or not. So there's a lot of choice in how you approach the investigation, and it, like, there is one concrete answer as to, like, what, you know, who did the crime and why and how, etc. But, like, there are also moral decisions you can make, which is, like, these people technically did something wrong, but they don't deserve to be executed, so you're just gonna, like, not mention that in the court, that kind of thing. So there's a little bit of branching, but it's like a visual novel type thing, so it's like branching, but not with any huge gameplay implications. You know, nothing like Witcher 2, for example.
It's hard to really implement.
Yeah, no, that's why it's so rare, I think.
I'm surprised you wish to speak with me personally. Whatever is the matter?
It does just result in a significant increase in how much of the game you have to develop, basically.
Yeah, and how much certain players won't even see, you know, so, yep.
Especially with AAA, development is a big sticking point, you know?
Yeah.
Dangerous. However, she's never visited our village in person. My apologies. That's all the information I have.
I see.
Okay, she's dangerous.
All
That's
right,
it.
thanks.
Let's
Yeah,
stay
Pascal
tuned
didn't have
for
much
the
to say. Here,
resistance
yeah.
camp. We should run a check on our consciousness data and resupply.
Yes, we don't want our consciousness data going awry.
No, that doesn't sound good.
Shop. Pascal sent us an email saying there's new items in the shop, so let's see what they are. New here, drop rate, fast cooldown. I don't really have room for anything like. Let's get more small recoveries. Is the other guy also a shop? Like a different shop? I think so.
Apparently.
Oh yeah. Machine weapons.
Weapons trader. You just use the starting weapons all game? Is that what you said?
I like them the best. I'll switch out at some point, but I don't want those. Those are
Virtuous
ugly.
Contract to level 3.
Yeah, and we also got the standard issue your sword from the space station. But yeah, we'll go ahead and upgrade our virtuous contract. So level 3. Yeah, it might be, or maybe. Oh, it can't be enhanced at this shop.
I see.
Yeah. Let's check out our poem. Yeah.
So your Hayao Blade also has a poem?
Yeah. How long can I continue to believe in a world laden with deceit and folly? How long, I wonder.
Yeah, it's very much in line with the previous stanzas.
Oh yeah. Oh, you can hide the text and just look at the picture.
You did a picture of 2B and 9,
Our
yes.
friends, yes. Morning, listeners. It's time to kick off another installment of Listener Letters with your favorite radio idol, DJ24D. Now let's get this day started right, shall we? That's fun.
Okay.
There she is.
Yep. That's probably her.
Let me check.
Does Bare Fists have a story?
Oh, that'd be funny. This is first encounter with my lover. I think this is an enemy we encounter later. It's the story of a machine. No.
No, sadly not.
Passable weapons, but difficult to land effective blows. I don't know why. Maybe there's like an achievement or something for only using the fists, but I don't know. You always have the swords. So. Alright. We're going back to camp. We can just fast travel, actually. Check our email. Nothing new. Jackass has a fish he wants us to taste, so we'll do that at some point.
That sounds delightful, yes.
Yes. Into the vending machine.
Why did you ask Pascal about A2?
Huh?
It's not recommended to interface with machines without consulting command.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
Though I suppose such intense curiosity can be admirable, in its own way.
Thanks, 2B.
Still, machines are the enemy. Don't forget it.
Operator 60 to 2B. It is time for your regularly scheduled contact.
This is 2B. Nothing to report.
Listen, 2B. I was looking at images of flowers today and...
Flowers?
Yeah. There wasn't much left in the bunker's records, but I found one called a lunar tear. I bet you'd look really nice if you put one of those in your hair, 2B. It'd suit your stylish looks.
Don't eat it.
Aw, don't be a stick in the mud. What kind of girl doesn't want to look good sometimes? I'll let you know if I find anything else cute, okay?
I don't need to hear about...
Operator 60 out.
Those are the flowers we can find. Let's see if we can find one.
Lunar tears.
Put one in Ruby's hair. Yes, I too like music.
Because you're a music connoisseur.
Oh yeah, I can play songs on the jukebox.
Bipolar Nightmare. That's classic.
Wow, you can like really customize this.
Oh, 2B.
Oh.
Our android forces currently have a carrier deployed in the Pacific Ocean.
Oh.
It should be back here to resupply before too long. The Resistance is assisting with the mission. So I'd like to ask you to run a little guard duty. Seriously? Dead serious. There's a stockpile of missiles down at the shoreline.
2B comes off so irritable.
Yeah, she's like, yeah.
And with all the machine activity lately, we need to stay on our toes.
That's bitch work.
Of course. If you're already working on something for Yorha, I don't mind if that takes priority.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks in advance.
We'll do that at some point. Oh yeah. You can. I don't remember if you put the flowers in your hair, but you can put a bow on 2B. I don't know where you buy them, but I'll get a bow at some point. Maybe 60 has to tell you about them, like how to look cute.
Oh, maybe. 2B doesn't know.
She doesn't. Yeah, she's not aware of the possibility.
She's not programmed for how to look cute.
All right, let's get these storages.
That's a good idea.
Oh, the music reset. Well, I like the
Yeah,
song
I was
better
gonna
anyway.
say.
All right, what's over here?
Simply more suitable for this area
is,
than the one
yeah.
we were playing
It
on
is.
the jukebox.
You can tell we're from Yorha by our cute outfits. Okay.
You do have the BDSM blindfolds that does signify a Yorha member.
Yes. Oh, there's an oasis. I forgot. I think if you like run far enough out into the desert, it's like there. It's kind of okay. That's obvious. That's in the forest. I'll help you with your memories. Oh yeah, I think this quest is like some decent,
Deep lore.
deep, yeah, some foreshadowing in it. We'll appreciate that when we get to it. Oh, this guy also got a Yoko Taro head.
Yes, the second
Like a cult.
strange man.
I'm omniscient, omnipotent. What's the
It's
currency?
the currency in this world.
Okay, just parts of machines. Ah, worth is decided according to weight of the enemy. G. Okay, it's classified.
That's classified.
It's
It's hard to see the 3D map.
Oh yeah, I'll ask about that. Okay, not aware of. Oh yeah, we have the black box diffusion reactor that you can detonate. Okay, hard to see the 3D map. I see. Yeah. All right, that's enough information.
His solution to it being hard to see it was you could turn it off altogether if you want.
Yeah, yes. And other people complain about it too, so
And one looks like
you're not
a
alone.
forest. Let's keep our eyes open next time we're in any of those areas.
Is this the missile
This is
resupply?
kind of funny. I don't know too many other games that let you just complain about the game within the context of the game
Yeah.
itself.
It's there's a lot of meta stuff. I mean, even from the start, I think it's fun.
You should like send it like Walking Dead and stuff has like it keeps track of how many players make what decisions or whatever. This game should like send it back when you pick
Yeah.
that dialogue. It should report that back to the game.
It
I
should.
think,
It'd be funny.
to the devs.
Reminded of the fact that I have plug-in chips that I...
Well,
yeah.
More capacity now.
Okay, let's get rid of this. Save points. That's fine. Fish.
It's expensive.
It is. I know. Can I like auto arrange them? No. Maybe I can.
I've been
Optimize. There it is.
continuing to read the Count of Monte Cristo. Of
Oh, yeah.
course, and midway through the third book, where the Count is now like getting introduced to Parisian society. He's met the procurer of the king or whatever,
Mhm.
and talked to his Greek slave slash GF a bit. I forgot to comment on something from that I'd read before the last stream, where there's not too many things in the book that make me think like maybe this made sense in 19th century France, but it's really weird now. But the one part that was like that was when the businessman is like about to face bankruptcy,
Mhm.
and his son comes home and is like, he's got 2 guns, and his son's like, "Hey Dad, what do you got? What do you have those guns?" He's like, "Well, I'm about to go bankrupt, so I'm gonna fucking kill myself." And his son's like, "Okay, he'll give me the second gun so I can kill myself too."
Yes.
Like, what?
Yep. Pretty common in France back then, I guess. I don't know.
Apparently. maybe in 20th or like 19th century France that made sense.
Maybe
but-
they're just like rich and can't
Really
imagine like
dramatic.
living. Yeah.
Well,
Exactly.
apparently it was the dishonor of not being able to keep his word about his financial promises, like his
Right, right.
debts to other people that he wanted to kill himself over. And he has to like persuade his son not to kill himself as well.
Right.
Objects likely to be the targeted packages.
Oh yeah. Okay. There's
I can't
this
get them out like this. Ugh.
Great.
Better make a path first.
great puzzle. I forgot. I remember like this.
This is a rejected Professor Layton puzzle.
Yeah. I remember this area being like a little annoying. I was like, this quest. I remember being a little annoying. I forgot why, and it's because it's
We should do this.
not the worst thing ever. But I fuck up.
Should
No, I'm
move the
fine.
grates very slowly.
Yeah. Yes, if only 9S would help, but no. I think there's like 3 of these, and then later it's like timed. I won't do them all right now, but I'm already. I didn't mean to go in here, but since I'm here, let's just finish it. What the fuck is 9S doing?
9S is lost. He's just
Yeah.
hiding in the corner.
Okay, sure.
He's at a loss for what to do. Yes, I'm still liking the Count of Monte Cristo. I don't know
Yeah.
if I have too much else to like
Yeah.
note because I haven't read as much of it.
That should be all of
It's
the
a game with
quests.
like a book with a lot of build up, and then like at the end everything starts really falling into place. So there's like less to talk about until you're like close to the end, really, as far as like major plot goes. But plus we
You're
already
just
talked about
meeting
a
all
lot.
the high level Parisian people, and they're all very impressed with how cool and weird he is,
Yeah, yeah, like so
and his
exotic.
philosophy and stuff.
That's right.
That book has a great quantity of philosophy in it as well.
Oh yeah, that may be the most philosophical book ever.
I don't know about that. Maybe In Search of Lost Time is, just because that's even more
Yeah.
gigantically long.
Maybe Gravity's Rainbow, the
Oh, yeah,
masterpiece.
that's long. Every time you mention that, I keep being reminded that I wanted to read it on stream.
Yeah.
Actually, we did have one criticism critique that got away from us a little bit, which was the Ranking of Kings one.
yeah. You watched
Let me
that?
see if I can dig that up. Yes, there's a somewhat funny review of it on my anime list. Done by the same fellow who did the Ender's Game and other one review that we read some time back.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. Those were fun. One of those. Good idea. But yeah, I was like, why did I come back here? I want to fuse my chips. So here's something for the viewers. You can combine chips of the same type to make stronger versions of them. So pretty neat. Like I have these million anti-chain damages. I can. Costs money though. I forgot about that. That's no good. Okay. No. And now I don't. Now I'm out. Alright.
Good fusion.
Good fusion. Let's plug those in now.
I think we should make a criticism critique channel on the TMP server. Right,
That's
I
a good
found it.
idea. Yeah, that'll make it a lot easier to track our stuff. Ooh.
Because this is Osama ranking a Ranking of Kings by Literaturenerd, who's one of the more prominent reviewers on my anime list, I guess. Not recommended and spoiler tags, so
Okay, noted.
spoilers for anyone who wants to watch this anime. Since I just reviewed an anime that started out weak and got way better, this week I'll be looking at an anime that started really strong and ended by being the most infuriating anime I've seen in years.
Man.
Ranking of Kings is an absolutely gorgeous anime that uses a style inspired by Ghibli, but also by American cartoons such as Adventure Time and Steven Universe. The animation by Studio Wit is spectacular. The fight choreography, especially in the first half, is jaw-dropping. I think this has the budget of about 5 normal anime because some person at Kadokawa really wanted to bet on this horse. So is the manga famous for being outstanding? Why would someone pull strings just to give this one project so much money? Here's the thing, the manga is relatively unknown both inside Japan and outside. Only 1,000 people on all of MAL have read the manga.
Ooh.
It wasn't published in any of the major magazines. It was this fairly obscure webcomic whose great claim to fame was winning 7th in a shonen competition and picking up a participation trophy. Okay, it was famous for one other reason. Back in 2019, the webcomic created a bit of a firestorm on the Japanese internet for trying to sneak in ultra-nationalist and extremely racist anti-Korean talking points into a children's manga, with half the comments being disgusted and half the comments applauding the manga for trying to red pill the kids into hating Koreans as much as possible. I've heard some people like the YouTuber Hiro Hey say this is all nonsense made up by anime-hating SJWs who just want to slander this elite anime because their butthurt is so much better than recent American media. However, Japanese netizens had absolutely zero doubts what the mangaka was talking about. When asked about it back then, the mangaka simply said he had no comment but didn't deny the accusation. The flame wars in the comment section then got so bad that the comments had to be closed on the site that hosted the webcomic. There have been many anime that the internet is accused of secret far-right messages. I remember when Sargon of Akkad said the Goblin Slayer was a metaphor for Muslim immigration to Europe, as laughable as that is. It's actually about Dungeons & Dragons, how the NPCs suffer in the fantasy world created by a competent dungeon master and 4 incompetent players who keep making the powerful heroes go off on pointless quests and leave the civilians to all get raped and murdered by lowly goblins. The Goblin Slayer source material doesn't hide this at all. It really is about D&D. Some of the denizens of 4chan say Attack on Titan is only is the only base shonen because it's actually about the German people getting over their white guilt and rising up to wipe out the inferior non-Nordic peoples.
Okay.
This is not what Isayama actually had in mind. He's not a German
that's good to know.
supremacist. He's a dork who likes the Avengers movies and The Walking Dead. Even fucking Beastars had a far-right interpretation that showed up as a green tech shitpost. However, this instance is different. If you're aware of Japanese nationalist talking points, there is really no credible room to deny what the manga was doing. A good and noble people who clearly represent Japan decide to colonize their savage and idiotic neighbors who are supposed to be Koreans. The Japanese teach the Koreans the ways of civilization and help them rise up, but the Koreans backstab Japan and side with the Americans because they are treacherous and ungrateful. Then they make up atrocities in order to paint themselves as the victims. One of the heroes then commits genocide against the Koreans, which is portrayed as a good thing. If you didn't know the mangaka's politics, you'd think it's just a really weird subplot. It's a manga in which...
Let's pause real quick, because this mechanic where Emil rides around on his little shop.
Okay.
And you can shoot him, and then he stops and you can talk to him.
Okay.
So that's him. We found him.
He's definitely playing some nice music. And you have a shop.
Yeah, let's, yeah,
You have 322.
I do. He has a lot of good stuff, but we can't afford any of it. But I think they're like the final most annoying ending to get involves him, and I think you have to like talk to him a certain number of times or something. So, there it is, our auto use item. It's very expensive.
+3.
So we'll anyway.
Finally be able to recover that one day. Is he like? Does he stay in a consistent place so you can find him when you need to?
No, he does not. So yep. You just have to hope you see him.
So let's see, where was I? You think it's just a really weird subplot. This is a manga in which anyone and everyone is forgiven no matter how unrepentant and awful they are, but it's randomly pro-colonialism and then pro-genocide. The anime could have omitted this plot point without losing much of substance. They could also have just made the ungrateful savages into orcs or demons and it wouldn't have changed the storyline. Instead, the anime doubled down and used traditional Korean architecture for the villain just to leave absolutely zero doubt what they were doing. Funimation is a company with absolutely zero scruples when it comes to adapting stuff they think will sell, which is why it was so funny when they made a scene of being horrified by interspecies reviewers and canning that one. That's an anime where the characters have sex with like various fantasy creatures and then review them.
I think you mentioned that before. Yeah. Okay.
So they decided to cover their bases by hiring a beloved Korean-American voice actor to play a main character, that being Sungwon Cho, aka ProZD, incidentally, who voices Shadow in the dub of Ranking of Kings.
Yeah, I know him.
And just tell him, hey buddy, we've got this cool anime that's like a Ghibli-inspired fairy tale in the vein of Ni no Kuni. I know you've been trying out for parts for a long time, so here's your big opportunity. If Americans ever find out about the controversy now they can just say, what? That's crazy talk. We can't speak for the mangaka, but we here at Funimation don't condone racism and would never seek to profit from racist work. But we even hired a Korean-American voice actor to be in this show. In Manga UK licensed Angel Cop, they completely changed the script to remove all the instances of anti-Semitism and replace them with hilariously stupid lines in comedy. The Funimation approach would be leaving it all in but replacing the word Jews with some extremely obvious code and saying, hey, at least we personally aren't anti-Semitic. We tricked beloved comedian Stephen Fry into appearing in this shit. If we were racist, then we wouldn't have hired him. Okay, so this godly animated series is based on a highly obscure, not very respected manga that was mostly as famous for being racist, and some studio executive decided to throw all the money at this production for reasons that are questionable at best. So what? Is the story any good? Well, sort of. It starts out great. You have this adorable little kid who is deaf, and the anime actually bothered to learn sign language so characters who communicate with Prince Boji use proper signs. That's really impressive and cool. Boji is bullied by his absolute brat of a brother and needs to learn self-confidence by going on this epic journey of personal growth. Only then can he save the kingdom and become a true king. It's very typical shonen stuff mixed with some western fairy tale stuff. What absolutely ruins it is the character writing. Boji's primary character trait is just being adorable. Then you have his plucky best friend slash sidekick who's just there to support Boji. Then almost everyone else is a complete mess. Characters will do something hideously evil, then suddenly feel intense remorse, then immediately do something else evil, then change their mind and really try to be good again, etc. This happens so fast and so randomly that many of the character actions make zero sense. The bratty brother ends up getting sent to the Shadow Realm by his evil father, the Old King. Then he just sort of turns good because he understands what it is to suffer. And when he gets his body back, he immediately decides to marry the main villain for literally no reason at all. I guess he figured out he wants a second chance, and why not give the person who murdered Boji's mom, tried to kill everyone multiple times, and tried to kill the entire kingdom on 2 separate occasions another chance. Human beings are complicated, so good characters are typically complex as well. A well-written character could be moved by multiple motivations. Maybe they have an intense internal struggle because one of their strongest desires directly contradicts another one of their strong desires. I can see what Nino Fashi was trying to do. They wanted King Boss, yes, that's really his name, and the witch Miranjo to have these incredibly complicated anti-heroes like Char from Gundam. Char, meaning Char from Gundam, lives only for revenge. He also wants to make a place for psychics to live in peace, but he also defines himself by his rivalry with Amuro, who I guess is a psychic. He kills a lot of innocent people fighting for Zeon, but it's only so he can betray Zeon, and then he's flat out a good guy in Zeta Gundam. Then he wants to blow up the Earth in the next series. When you have Char on crack, you get the characters from the much maligned Gundam Wing. If you take the worst characters in Gundam Wing and then have them snort a 15-meter line, that's when you get the characters from this trash. If you're a Nobel Prize winning author, you can try to pull off an anti-hero like this. The main character, Quiet Flows the Dawn, switches sides between the monarchists and the communists about 8 times and ruthlessly executes the people he called his brothers a few weeks ago and then calls them scum with zero sense of irony. The way the novel is able to pull it off is that it's 1,500 pages and we spend a lot of time getting to know this guy. We know he's a stupid blockhead of a warrior who is relatively kind-hearted by nature but was raised in a brutal Cossack culture where rape, murder, and perpetual drunkenness is a way of life. He doesn't at all understand what's happening in either World War I or the Russian Civil War. He's an illiterate horseman who's been swept up into this chaos and is easily persuaded by whoever's around him because he doesn't have any answers and is desperate for others to do his thinking for him. Then only after losing everything does he finally come to the conclusion that war can only lead to suffering and throw away his weapons forever. King Boss and Miranjo are no Grigory Melikov. We barely get to know them and their actions make no sense from our perspective. You can't give a character a single sad flashback and then try to have the complexity of a Melikov. It doesn't work that way. They didn't fucking earn that. The character's face turning and heel turning every 5 seconds went from frustrating to downright hilarious. Then I remembered how highly the series is regarded, and it goes all the way back to being infuriating. There are plenty of anime that get absolutely shit on for baffling character decisions and rapid morality shifts. This anime, though, might be the grand champion. To compare these characters to the ones in Gundam Wing is an insult to Gundam Wing. The only TV character I can even compare to King Boss and Miranjo is the Big Show from WWE, a wrestling character that the writers had absolutely zero idea what to do with, so he went from being a good guy to a bad guy 23 times in a period of, I believe, 4 years. He changed allegiances 3 times in a single night. At one point, he's really sadistically stopping some good guy, then he randomly feels bad and goes to the good guy's side. And 4 minutes later, he learns he has to follow orders from the big bad and injure his new friend, so he follows through with tears in his eyes on what's supposed to be a heartbreaking scene, and instead the audience can't stop laughing. That's what it's like to watch Nino Fashi. It's a gorgeous-looking piece of ultra-nationalist propaganda for kids in which half the cast is written like the worst highlights of the Big Show. I hate the show so fucking much. I had to absolutely force myself to give this shit a 4, purely to respect its objectively good production quality. I didn't have to force myself this hard to give Triumph of the Will 3.5 stars on Letterboxd. Nino Fashi doesn't deserve to toss Leni Riefenstahl's Nazi salad. Fuck this anime. Reviewers rating 4.
Okay.
What did you think of this review? 24 people said nice, 4 people said love it, 6 said funny, 10 said confusing, 7 said informative, 3 said well written.
I mean, not terrible. I thought it's just a little bit confused about what it wants to focus on. Like half the time it's reviewing the show like legitimately, and half the time it's just complaining about some perceived like racism or fascism, which may very well be there, but it needs to like maybe provide some examples of that instead of just like mention it and then talk about something else. It seems a little meandering in that sense.
The main argumentative point he makes to prove the racism of the series is to talk about the reception of it on Japanese media, Japanese internet, and he claims, although he doesn't prove this claim either, that the Japanese media, like people who read this online in Japan, were like completely convinced that it was racist, like ultra-nationalist Japanese monarchist propaganda.
Okay. And they know best, so it's well.
It is at least an argumentative point, but I guess like if you were going further, you could prove it more either by linking to some kind of Japanese description of it, or by going into more detail on the exact story arc that he described, which he did briefly talk about. And from the perspective of someone who has seen the anime, I didn't really pick up on it in that way while watching it, but once I heard it described, I can kind of see why you would think it was that based on the story. Like, it is definitely the story of a stronger colonial country colonizing and lifting up a great country to overthrow its previous ruler, which would be China within the
Right.
metaphor, and then getting betrayed by that country. So,
That's also like, you know, it just like, sounds like an interesting plot.
well, it's kind of just exposed through a bunch of exposition and one character's backstory, and isn't
Oh,
really at all
alright.
relevant to what's happening in the main story of the show.
Right, okay.
Yeah. I do completely agree with his sort of main criticism about, or at least I strongly agree with it with respect to the character of Miranjo in particular, and King Boss to a lesser extent. So I think Miranjo is an atrociously written character,
Mhm.
and it is because the anime kind of gets into one of the two main shonen cliches, that being forgiving Hitler. There are two main shonen cliches: forgiving Hitler and friendship is the true strength.
Right.
And so Naruto is like this too, where you can have these like horribly evil people who just murder and kill and destroy, but then at some point they kind of just decide to see the error of their ways and get better. And the shonen protagonist is like, well, if you feel bad about it, then that's okay. And Miranjo is, I think, the worst example that I have ever seen in a fucking anime, where she like brutally murdered the main character's mom in front of him and started multiple gigantic wars for these really fucking stupid reasons. She was trying to like realize King Boss's dream of becoming the strongest person or something like that.
Mhm.
So she also convinced the boss to like put a curse on his son that makes him really weak. Like it makes him like physically crippled almost, at the point where he can't even lift a sword and stuff like that. And then all of that is just forgiven all at once, and like she's just like the other prince comes out of the shadow realm and says, I'm taking Miranjo to be my wife, and if anyone tries to fuck with her, they'll have to answer to me. Whereas I find King Boss's character less frustrating, because he does at least sort of have to take responsibility, I guess, for all the stuff he does, where he dies and like he dies fighting the demon that he sold his soul to or something like that at the end. Whereas Miranjo just like it feels as if she isn't even held responsible for all the like genocidally horrible fucking things she has done throughout the whole anime. So it just kind of made me absolutely hate that character, and also kind of hate all the characters who were being nice to her. So I agree with him from that point of view. I think it's less egregious with some of the other characters. Like, he highlighted the other prince who goes to the Shadow Realm, who starts out really arrogant, but there is at least the idea that he learns to like what it can be to suffer, and that his affection for Miranjo comes from sort of being able to relate to her,
Right.
Guilt and all that sort of stuff. So I also did not like the story decision to have them get married, but it's at least a little more understandable and less egregious than what is done with Miranjo. And then there's a bunch of other characters who kind of go through some of this same stuff that weren't described in the review, but could be talked about. Yeah. I do think the long criticism to comparison with the big Russian novel was kind of gratuitous, I think. Where it sort of had a point about like what it takes to have characters with this complex of motivations, but it also just felt like it was to show how cultured the reviewer is for having read this classic like, Russian literature.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of thing is like, I guess it can be useful, like you said, to make comparisons of similar maybe story themes or elements, but it's like,
and it gives a little bit more color to the review, I suppose.
It does, but it's just like, here's a better story. They should have just done that again. You know, it's like, well, no.
That reminds me of another anime that I wanted to, or an anime review that I wanted to briefly criticize, which I won't actually read out the text of it, but it was a text for Tino's Journey, which was an okay review, a negative review, where they complain about the anime for a bit, and then at the end they're like, oh, these other anime that I like do this better, and you should watch them instead. Which I just thought was really arrogant, because Kino's Journey has like a really high average rating on both Letterboxd and my anime list, so to decide, almost feel like you should decide for other people, no, don't watch this one, watch the other animes that I like instead.
Yeah.
Just kind of like, I don't know. To me, it seems stupid. You can read the person's review and just take it to heart or something, but you should still watch the anime for yourself to see if it's warranted.
Right.
Especially because like everyone else in the world seems to really like it, except for this one guy.
But yeah, other than that, I mean, the review, it wasn't, you know, kind of a middling critique review. Nothing awful.
It was pretty good. Yeah, it was much better than that mouse shit that we did last.
Yeah, it's like back-to-back awful reviews. Mouse was so stupid.
That one was really fucking bad.
Yeah.
What was the other one we did? The Watchmen one? That one wasn't super good either. The V for Vendetta one was much better.
Yeah. This was just like so annoying. It's like, well, I didn't read the comic because I don't like it.
Yeah, both of them had not finished it.
Yeah.
We need to protect.
Just fair. That
Let's take them out already so I can be home in time for dinner and a bath.
I guess that's like, I made the opposite argument with regard to Fallout 76, if you recall, and Wally, you know, argued that that's the job of a reviewer. You have to finish the game or else you can't review it. I don't agree with that, but I feel like, you know, it's not like you read half of Watchmen and you get the gist, right? It's like a complete story that you kind of need to finish, whereas like Fallout 76, like a game, it's a different type of media. I guess you can't review the full story, but you can review everything else unless the gameplay drastically changes in the last, you know, level or something, which, you know, that doesn't happen. So
Can't really think of any games like that, no. I think it is kind of always going to be a complicated issue how far you have to get into something to be able to really write a review of it.
yeah.
And somebody who doesn't finish something, even if it's not super warranted, will always kind of get dismissed by the fans of that thing if they're trying to criticize
Oh
it.
yeah.
I think part of it was just sort of the way the not having finished it was presented in both those reviews was like snide and annoying.
Right. It didn't deserve to be finished. Like, my review is actually better because I didn't finish it. That's like how the tone came across to me a little bit.
I think you could easily write a substantive review of like the first half of Watchmen or the first half of Mouse without having finished it, and just try to focus on
I think that's the last
direct
of the machines.
moments in the narrative that were that you didn't like or something like that. And,
Yeah.
that would be fine.
Commander?
They like both reviewers. Actually, no, the first one was up front. I don't mind that one so much, but big misses. But the second one was like at the end. It was like, so you probably think I've read it, right? No. You know, it's like you just wasted a lot of my time. The first reviewer was like, I haven't read it, like up front. Okay, fine.
If she didn't order up.
Did he just make a whipping sound effect with his mouth? After saying she was
Yes.
a slave driver?
Yeah, slave driver. That is what he did.
This is.
All
Okay,
right.
so that was Ranking of Kings. I also thought it was quite good at the start, and then got really
Off of
shitty
it,
at the end.
yeah.
The other big
Oh,
problem with it is the pacing, which we talked about back in Final Fantasy VI when I reviewed it, sort of. Where there was that episode where, like, it was a knight fighting some guys on the stairs, and then I think it takes 2 or 3 episodes before they leave that staircase. And it's just them fucking talking about their motivations
That's
and shit
fun.
over and over again. Yeah, a lot of shonen anime actually have this problem. The like battle shonen mangas and
Dragon
stuff
Ball
will do
Z
this.
is like famous for that type of thing, right? It's
Yeah.
kind of a meme.
I think Naruto is actually also a fairly good example of it, especially during the tuning exams arc, where there will be fights between 2 characters that will take like 5 episodes because you see a little bit of fighting and then they like do long ass flashbacks about the backstory and motivation of each of the 2 characters involved in the fight. And you go back to the fight for a second and then more flashbacks and so on and so on.
Yeah.
It's kind of a surprising thing to a certain extent because you'd think it's like these manga are supposed to be very heavily focused on just action and combat and stuff for kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they actually do tend to dilute that very heavily with excessive dialogue and it's almost like preaching about the themes. Like the friendship is the true strength. I've been wanting to bring this up a little bit for a while. I tried watching Shaman King, and I might go back to it eventually, but I didn't get very far. It is another, fairly popular like shonen, battle shonen type of anime. And what happens in that show is that the characters the main character can like fuse himself with the ghost of a samurai to take on the power of the samurai to fight with. And all the other shaman can kind of do that, a similar sort of thing, right? But what happens is he fights this one guy who's like, oh, I don't care about my spirit at all. I'm doing something abusive so that I can get the most power possible out of out of my spirit.
Yeah.
And then that guy kicks his ass and like knocks him on his ass for a bit. And then he goes, "No, the right way to fight is to love your spirit and treat them with kindness and
Yeah,
everything." And then him and his spirit bond over how much friendship they have, and like get a friendship-based power-up and then win. And then what happens the next episode is that the last guy they fought's sister shows up and does the exact same fucking rigmarole over like the next
nice.
2 episodes, where she's like, "Oh, I murdered Bruce Lee so that I can turn him into a zombie and use him to fight with his whole mind towards me," or whatever, and then beats him up, and then he's like, "No, you're supposed to love your spirit," and does the same fucking friendship spiel and the same friendship power up, and then wins against her again. So it just got really, really repetitive, really fast.
I mean, it's
I thought it was
it's a
kind of
lifetime
comical.
of, yeah, like it's a lifetime job of teaching this lesson over and over again.
Yes.
It's hard work, but
Apparently so. I'm guessing the next thing that happens is another character shows
yes.
up. Does the exact same thing.
So in the game, we went to assist with the missile loading of the carrier when it's under attack, so we were protecting the
Yes,
carrier.
we were sort of on guard duty the whole time, so we did expect something like this to happen, I think.
Yes, maybe not such an all-out assault, but yes.
This is a Goliath flyer, yes.
Yep, big flyer.
This is the Resistance that's doing this, that's has this carrier.
Yeah, I don't know why they have a carrier. I don't think they have planes.
What's
but,
the real distinction between Yorha and the Resistance, anyways?
the Resistance, I don't know, like, Resistance is just, like, androids that were stranded on Earth. Like, I guess there were more androids than just the military Yorha ones. So, but I guess the Resistance is also some kind of military. Unclear. It's unclear.
It's unclear to me, that's for sure.
Maybe next time in camp I might ask. But they're like, I feel like they're more like scouts that like Yorha leaves on Earth to like, you know, set up bases and stuff, but they're very clearly distinct from Yorha as has been mentioned. So.
Yeah, they have a different command structure and everything, right?
Yeah.
Will we ever get into any idea of conflict between Yorha and the Resistance?
Maybe. I actually don't remember.
Okay.
Didn't I kill that already?
What on? If it's that big, we should be able to see it.
Oh yeah.
Is it underwater? Yep.
Yes. Good catch. Oh no. Well, guard duty's over.
There's that carrier dealt with.
Well, that's new.
Sure is. Alright. Big fish thing. Godzilla.
This is a boss fight, I suppose.
Yes, big boss fight. This is the physically largest boss fight.
Is that a machine?
Wow.
It's freaking huge.
Sure is.
That's okay, I'm sure it will explode if we slash it enough times with our sword.
You don't know, man. Maybe I could do something new.
Wow. Well, 2B is very resourceful.
He is. And 9S
It's
can hack.
blocking close range attacks with EMP blasts. We've got to find
See,
another way to damage
can't
it.
slash it.
We'll find another way to damage it.
Yes.
2B, Command is attempting to launch a satellite laser strike on your target,
Okay,
but the enemy's
that's cool.
electromagnetic camouflage is making it impossible to aim. We need you to find the emitter and take it out.
Oh, is that all?
I know, but it's the only way.
EMP generator target confirmed. Marking on map.
There it is.
Proposal. Destroy the generator quickly.
Okay.
This is kind of like Star Wars when they have to find the exhaust port they can launch a
Yeah,
bomb
yeah.
into to blow up the entire Death Star.
That's right.
The convenient weakness of the super weapon.
No larger than a Womp Rat. Or whatever the line is.
Yes. Something like that. It's like, that's impossible to hit the target that size. No, it's
Yeah.
not. I used to shoot Womp Rats on my speeder back home, and
My
they're not
T16.
much bigger than that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Enemy data obtained from
That's a
command.
very quotable
Go
movie.
ahead.
It is.
The only known record of this machine life form
Got a
is
lot of.
lone
That's
sighting
probably the movie
reached
with the
20
most
years ago.
quotes of all time.
Upon reaching Earth, the unit unleashed a
Yes.
devastating electromagnetic wave.
Not too much
attack.
philosophy,
All
though.
resistance fighters in the
No,
vicinity
no,
were
not
annihilated.
at all.
So basically,
There's some
I guess
like
the
Zen-
Jedi have this, yeah. I
Yeah.
was gonna say. Not really, that's not really explored in A New Hope,
No, it's not. It's just like a superpower that Luke has.
pretty much, yeah. He
Helps
does have
him
to do the
aim.
thing where he fights the droid while he's blinded, like has a blindfold on.
Yeah, but he didn't even do a very good job. I mean, I guess he does better than I would do, so fair enough.
Probably.
But then, like, Alderaan blows up, so that cuts his training session short.
Yeah. So everyone feels a great disturbance in the Force as if millions of voices cried out and then were silenced.
Yes. Oh,
And
shit.
because that's no moon, that's a space station.
A battle station, I think, even. Maybe not.
Could be.
Maybe it is a space station.
I think it's space station.
I think the
Yeah,
Emperor
could be
calls it a battle station in Return of the Jedi. That's hence my confusion.
You'll be afraid the laser shields will be quite operational when your friends arrive, yes.
Yes. Witness the power of this fully armed and operational battle station.
Yes.
Yeah, something like that. Classic. It's
no
funny.
moon, it's a space station.
You were right. Okay, that makes sense. It's interesting how much like I don't know, things changed between New Hope and the other movies. Like there was no Emperor originally. That wasn't like on the idealist. When they kind of added him in.
Vader being Luke's father wasn't a thing until like midway through the writing process of Empire Strikes Back.
Right. Yep.
The first draft didn't have it. Of the script.
Like, I thought you killed my father. It's like, no, only metaphorically.
Yes.
And
As you
actually,
can see.
yeah.
Obviously, the Luke and Leia being siblings thing wasn't
Yeah.
decided on until quite late.
No, yeah, that was a choice. There's
Yeah.
the satellite hit it, but oh
think-
no, it didn't really seem to do much.
George Lucas tried to create this narrative that there were 9 episodes of Star Wars planned by him from the very start,
Yeah,
but
it
it's
was one.
absolute,
It was one plan.
absolute bullshit, yeah. And you can tell a lot of times in the movies where they were really just like making stuff up as they went
Having
along.
trouble over there?
Are you Yorha?
Hunter Squadron deploying out of North 12th C Defense
Okay, we got help.
I'm the commanding officer for
Well,
me.
to be fair,
Don't worry,
to
we'll take
to
it from
Lucas,
here.
they didn't use like any of his like plans for the last 3 movies, so
No.
that's why there's so much
Let's leave
more
this area for
disconnected. But
reinforcements.
yes, even the
I have
prequels
an
were
idea.
definitely not
You and I
planned.
should meet up at the spot I just marked.
So we laser blasted this thing, but it's not destroyed. It does seem
No.
to be electric.
I think the
pulsing
electric
all
is,
over the
is
place.
still more EMP shielding, so we have to find
Ah, I
more.
see.
All the EMP
Load up
shielding in
more.
the world won't help against close-range mortar fire.
Got it.
We're getting help from some other Yorha buddies, I see.
Yeah, they're gonna distract him while we use this big gun. He has to do a flip.
I'll help aim.
Gotta stay stylish. That's not a
This
mortar.
thing's armor is too thick. We need more fire.
This is obviously inspired by the tetrahedron fight in Evangelion, of course.
Yes, that's right. It's a railgun.
That's right.
9S is gonna have to get in front of you with a big plane to use as a shield.
Oh, there we go. Go wait for it to open its mouth, I guess. Or...
Stupid mouth, yes.
Actually, no, I can't aim. I just have to.
That's a classic video game boss fight. With
Yeah.
Ridley.
Or there's a boss in Bayonetta that reminds me of
Crazy.
this.
Kraid, you have to shoot in the mouth, I think.
Is that a hit? There we go. Oh, the cannon actually has ammo, so I can't waste it too much. It's getting closer. I think eventually I might lose, but okay, three shots does it. I wanted to see 2B stylishly flip off of the cannon, but no.
She did do a sort of triumphant little hands
He
maneuver
did, yeah.
there.
Yes.
Still going.
Still going. Gonna reveal its full form. Oops. Oh, he's a shield? I didn't know that.
We gotta bail, 2B. This is bad.
Lots of instances of Yorha units just getting fucked up to convey the game's dark tone.
Yeah, it's just a futile effort, basically.
Are you alright, 2B?
See, if we killed Pascal, that cutscene couldn't have happened, so it has to be impossible.
That enormous machine is an ancient weapon. The moment it reached land, it went berserk and began attacking everything in sight. No one could figure out how to stop it. It eventually marooned it deep in the ocean, but it seems to be searching for a way back.
Sure does.
So this backstory we get even as 2B.
Yeah.
Maybe 9S gets more details on it.
9S gets more detail. This monster's backstory is actually very sad. But
Very sad.
We
I
don't care right
figured.
now.
Figured it would be sad.
9S is leaving the
Are there any
front
non-sad
line.
backstories in this game?
9S should be reported as a deserter.
No, I think they're all sad.
We have a plan. Hold on.
That seems likely to me.
Everyone with a backstory has a sad one. Not everyone has one though.
Yeah. How sad is Pascal's backstory? I guess it's
Pretty
already
sad.
a little bit sad.
It's already a little sad. I think it gets sadder. Adam and Eve, they're they don't have much of a backstory. to
No,
be
they're
sad.
newborns.
Yeah. The aliens, they're sad. The humans, yeah.
The first Nier was a pretty bleak game too, wasn't it?
Drakengard was bleak. It's never not been bleak. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure.
Drakengard was pretty dark fantasy, I think.
Yeah, Drakengard 3 as well. It's like a revenge story where the main character sacrifices her happiness to murder all her sisters.
Like the kind of Monte Cristo, basically.
Yeah, kind of. Sure. Alright, this again.
Because I
But it's
think
a
Count
different camera
regains his humanity towards the end of the book, doesn't he?
Well, I can't tell you that.
No, you don't want to spoil it for
No,
me.
I don't. You gotta
I
watch
guess
the
it is
anime.
interesting that people were commenting about the, like, they don't like the book because of the slavery aspect of it, but the Count of Monte Cristo is not supposed to be a hero, really.
No,
He's
that's
supposed
true.
to be somebody who's kind of, again, lost his humanity to his spirit of vengefulness.
Right.
So the whole part of the second book is kind of this intrigue about, like, him being very powerful, but also quite scary, with multiple
Yeah.
characters in the text referring to him as a vampire, thinking that he is a vampire.
And this kind of disconnected from humanity. Yeah, I mean, that's
Yeah.
a good way to describe them, kind of.
He also seems like a stressful man to work for.
Yeah, very particular in his tastes and expectations. But, high risk, high reward, right? He pays extremely well and
Very generously.
very
yes.
generous. You just have to put up with him.
Yeah, there's the one, the Nubian, I think it is, slave that he has
Yeah.
that got his tongue cut out.
Oh yeah.
He was talking about him, he was like, he's not one of my employees, he's my dog, and if he displeases me, I'll kill him.
Yeah, that's right. But he's also free to leave at any time. Yes, there is some of that. That's true. I forgot about him. Everyone always brings up like the others, the woman especially.
Yeah,
It's
of
like-
course.
It's like, well, she can leave, and she's actually quite happy with him. It's like,
She
yeah, sure.
seems to be very happy with him,
Yes, yeah, she's in for the vengeance.
Like, that was one of the last things I read most recently, was when he visits the procurer guy that, like, fucked him over in the past and gets really pissed off, so he has to go see his, like, slave/GF to be happy again.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And she's all like, I've never loved any men except for my father and you.
Yeah, that's right. And you remind me of him. Yeah. Yes. He's
Not the most feminist part.
No, but
That's okay.
could be worse.
I'm not a feminist, so I don't judge media according to how feminist it is or not.
Exactly. This game could be feminist. The most powerful character is a woman.
People were saying that they think Hayao Miyazaki's work is feminist.
Okay.
He does have a lot of, like, capable women heroes, like the princess from Princess Mononoke, San or whatever,
Yeah.
and also Nausicaa
Yep.
of the Valley of the Wind.
Well, there's multiple strong female characters in Princess Mononoke.
Yeah, there's the industrial lady.
Yeah,
She's a strong female character.
she is.
And Future Boy Conan, there's parts where the girl character, whose name I'm forgetting, like wants to go with Conan,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes he lets her, but in the very climax, when they make all the women like go back home, while the men stay behind and fight through the climax.
Oh, sure.
So that's not super
That saves on
feminist.
animation time.
Oh, and the other thing that happened that also was more traditional Japanese and less feminist was there's a woman named Monte who's like a tough woman the whole movie, but then like when she kind of goes back to being a good character, because she starts out as one of the antagonists, she then just like gets married and is wearing a nice dress and stuff, and sort of this more traditionally feminine role that she takes on.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not super feminist.
Oh, that seems to have done it.
But I don't think Hayao Miyazaki is trying to be feminist. He does self-identify as a Marxist, though.
That's right, yeah.
Signal lost.
Okay.
Organize a search and rescue party for the missing Yorha members at once.
Well, at least Yorha like will look out for its missing members to some extent.
They don't have many, yeah, so...
9S.
That makes it a little less bleak than if they just didn't give a fuck.
Yeah. I think we lost, like, that entire, like, Hunter Squadron or whatever, but to be
Probably,
the main important
yes.
ones. They're the main... They talk the most.
Overall, though, I guess maybe this will change when we find out the robot's backstory, but that whole boss fight felt fairly incidental to what else is happening in this story.
Yeah.
Same goes for the ballerina, I guess.
I mean, so far most of the plot is, like, it's like, what are we even doing here? We're like, go find the Forest King for some reason, and then he dies. Like, go find A2. It's like, well, we can't. It's like, alright, we'll go resupply the carrier. It's alright.
Come in. Over.
Operator to
A lot of meandering.
2B, are you alright?
Running system diagnostics.
Alright, well,
Core
9S is
functionality
missing.
appears intact.
Thank goodness.
Never mind that. I need a status report.
Roger that. In regards to the giant machine that attacked the shore, it ceased its resistance 8 hours ago following your missile strike.
8 hours?
Yeah, been
However,
asleep for a while.
EMP strikes knocked out comms all across the region. We're having trouble getting them back online, which means data uploading is currently unavailable in some areas.
Where's 9S?
Yeah, about that. We picked up a faint black box reading, but it wasn't strong enough to lock down his position.
If you found something, that means he must be alive. Put in a request to the commander for immediate approval to begin a search.
Actually, the commander has already ordered us to prioritize tracking down surviving Yorha members. If you find 9S, let me know, okay?
Will do. To be out.
Alright. I know where he is. Like, I remember this part.
Suppose you would, yeah.
So, let's go get him.
I need you to scan for any nearby black
Okay.
box signals.
Well, assume we can go straight there.
Scanning complete.
Probably, there's an upcoming boss fight. I'll aim to finish that and then probably wrap up. That'll be actually a really good stopping point.
Never heard of it.
By Emil.
Yeah, within the last half hour of our normal stream length.
Yeah.
Information should be obtained from the resistance leader.
We are, I think, approaching the end of the game.
Okay.
So the first playthrough. So, you know, it's relatively short.
Yes,
You know,
as it would
because
be when you have to play it thrice.
Right, exactly. So, we will have kind of basically a third to half of the story. Things, you know, things escalate from here. I would say from here things become less incidental, fortunately, if I remember correctly. So you are right, that boss was thematically kind of cool. I'll tell you, gameplay-wise, it was pretty boring, and also very had nothing to do with the story.
I don't think gameplay is really the strong suit of any of Yoko Taro's games, to be honest.
I mean, the combat is generally fun. It's, you know, it's good to talk over because it's not very complex, but like I enjoy the dodging and flashy slashing and such. That boss was just like really easy.
I see. Well, I've been continuing my anime watching
Okay,
situation. So I finished
the top ones of all
Mushishi.
time, right?
Basically, just I'm looking for various elitist-friendly anime, and I picked out ones that interest me out of those. Snob recommended ones.
To be here.
We've got a number
So I finished
of broken
Mushishi,
down
sort
access
of,
points on
which
the
we talked about
field. The cause
last
appears
stream.
to be an EMP attack from a gigantic
The structure of it is a
machine
little
life form.
odd because
If you
it
look
had
out for
like a
any
bunch of
offline access points,
it had one season in the early 2000s, and then like 8 years later or something, they brought it back.
Okay.
So I'm like up to the end of the original one, and I'll have to watch the later stuff some other time, I think. Yeah, so they did it in 2005. I finished the 2005 season, and they brought like some specials and stuff in 2014, which finish off all of what the manga portrays. So it's all like basically a continuation directly from where the 2005 one stopped.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of unusual.
Yeah, because a lot of times
For
they
it to
just do
be
like a
like
full
that.
remake or something, but to continue after that one, it's like Twin Peaks, right? Kind of did similar.
Twin Peaks would be another example.
It's
Yeah,
a good anime.
certainly is. David Lynch is my wife.
It's
On
funny.
my anime list, you can, for your profiles, you can put like your favorite anime and manga and characters, and then people. But you can have some people who are not, like actually anime people.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have Beethoven on mine because some anime uses his music, and therefore has a profile on the site.
That's funny.
Some people like to put Hitler as a joke because I think there's like a Mein Kampf anime or something.
Yeah,
like
of course. Oh yeah. Here, let's see real quick if we can ask him what the purpose of the resistance is.
But sadly, you can't put David Lynch. I don't think.
No, he's not. Well, he should be in an anime about his life.
That'd be good. David Lynch, no Bouken.
I still don't. That quote about his like meeting George Lucas is like the funniest thing.
Yeah.
He's like so.
Maybe one day they will make an anime version of Eraserhead.
Oh yeah.
And then David Lynch will be credited as the original
What's up?
creator.
There we
Maybe
go.
we'll put him on.
Something called a dynamic scanner that can detect black box signals. A dynamic. Oh.
Okay, so I
you
finished
must be the
Mushishi,
one
then I
the
watched
twins built.
Mononoke,
I
which is
think
not
they're
to be
just back
confused
from
with
an
Princess
expedition,
Mononoke.
actually.
Okay. Yep.
You should
Because
see
in
some
Mononoke
red-haired
is basically just
androids
a
over
type of
there.
yokai
Try
in
talking to them.
Japanese
Hmm.
culture,
To be.
which is why there is no
Those
character
twins,
named
they-
Princess Mononoke
Yes.
in the movie
Actually,
Princess Mononoke.
Never mind.
So Mononoke is about a medicine seller
What do you want?
who goes around feudal Japan slaying these demons called Mononoke, which are born from sort of the revengeful spirits of people who have been wronged. And he has a enchanted weapon called the Sword of Exorcism, which in order to use to slay a Mononoke, you need to learn what are called the form, truth, and reason of the Mononoke, which are like the form is kind of the straightforward one, but then the truth and reason is like the truth of what happened to create the Mononoke, and then sort of the feelings of regret or whatever that are behind it. That would be the reason. And so it's sort of a horror anime, but it's more centered around like these investigations almost, where he goes and digs up these old stories about the wrongdoing people did, and he has to like interview the different people who were involved in it and find out what they're hiding and all that kind of stuff.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
Which makes it interesting, but the main reason it's really, really good is because it has such an incredibly unique art style.
Okay.
Where it's heavily drawn from sort of like older classical forms of Japanese visual art. Usually, one of the cool things that happens is each episode is kind of presented as like a play that's introduced by Japanese sliding doors that have murals painted on them with that are like thematically relevant to what's going to happen in the episode. And the various settings, which are all kind of created by the Mononoke as well. Like they, kind of create their own realms, shadow realms that they suck people into, sort of, and then the medicine seller shows up and tries to sort them out.
Okay.
They will usually have like paintings on the walls and everything like that too, that are continually shown back to throughout this episode, and that relate again to the central themes of the episode in question.
Huh.
So it's basically all that stuff that makes it just really, really cool. So I enjoyed that one quite a bit. I thought that one was really good. It was like 12 episodes long too, so I kind of wish there would be more of it when I finished it.
Yeah, sometimes like more unique stuff, just hard to make too much of it.
Well, it's one of the good things about anime as a medium is that there are all these short and sweet but very unique pieces.
Yeah.
Pieces of art that you can go to. So I watched that. I finished that. It was a very good one. And then I watched Haibane Renmei, which is sort of a philosophically centered one about angels, or like these girls get reborn as what's called a Haibane,
Okay.
and then they grow angel wings, and they have like this fucking toast maker that toasts in the shape of a halo, and they make a halo with that and put it on their heads,
cute.
just so they can complete the image of being an angel. Yeah. The first half of it or so is really very much a like cute girl slice of life type of anime, where the one girl is born as a new Haibane, and then she goes around this city, this walled off city that nobody's allowed to leave, and she has to like get a job and stuff, and she hangs out with the other girls at the dormitory for these angel girls. And then in the latter half, it kind of starts to expose these more philosophical questions about the nature of death and guilt. Starting with this idea of the day of flight, which is that when the Haibane like sort of like reach emotional fulfillment, they can take off from the world they've just been reborn into and go on to something else, and it's never actually just defined or explored in the story what it actually is like to go on after you've successfully had your day of flight. But there's one other central character who's just having a really, really hard time actually getting to that because she's so torn up about her past. And the ending of the series kind of revolves around the main character trying to save the other character emotionally, I guess. Where she almost seems to be trying to commit suicide in a very metaphorical way. In the end, like towards the climax. So I wasn't super into it when it was just a cute girl slice of life, because that's not really my type of thing.
Sure.
I find it a little weird. I'm always a little bit like... I am more... I'm less hesitant to watch a movie if it has... or an anime if it has at least one male character in like the main core cast, you know?
Okay, yeah.
If it's only girl characters, that always... I don't know, worries me a little bit. Because I think there's something a little bit like... It's not too bad or anything, but something a little bit weird about like grown men really liking to watch all these like cute girls doing cute things.
Yeah, no, I get what you mean.
Like certain German people I could mention.
Yes.
Who gave Haibane Renmei a 9, and it's hard not to imagine him creaming himself at certain various points throughout it. Yeah. But I did like it when the middle part of it's actually very melodramatic. So one girl takes off with her day of flight, which means that the rest of the girls like don't get to see her anymore. And the main character just like becomes really, really sad and depressed for the whole next like 3 episodes. It was like, oh, you know, that was my best friend of all. But to me, I really didn't pick up on the idea that like those two were particularly close compared to everyone else in the episodes prior to that.
Sure.
So it just kind of felt like a lot of moping, and I couldn't really feel the same sadness, I guess.
Yeah.
Especially because it's supposed to be a good thing. It's supposed to be moving on to the next level of life or whatever.
Right,
and
so
then
it's not even very sad.
Yeah, so when they like hatch from cocoons as Haibane, and then they have this dream, and the dream's supposed to be really important to them or whatever. And the main character kind of half forgets her. Her dream is like she's falling from the sky, and then a crow comes and tries to pull her up from the sky, but she can't. Like the crow can't pull her up, and so she just thanks it and it flies away.
Okay.
And then she kind of like has this moment of emotional fulfillment where she finds this well. It's like lost in a forest. And then she falls down the well and like almost breaks her leg, and then she finds the bird's corpse at the bottom of the well and buries it and stuff like that. But I just felt like that moment would have worked better without the leg breaking aspect, because it's kind of weird that she's like in all this pain, like in a situation where she should be thinking about her immediate survival, and she's taking the time to like bury this bird corpse and stuff.
Yeah.
So that took me out of that part a little bit too. But it did kind of win me over again a bit more towards the end, with the very emotionally significant stuff that happens in the last few episodes. So I'm glad I watched it, but I didn't like it as much as some of the other ones I've been seeing lately, such as Mononoke or Mushishi. So that was that one.
Yeah. Definitely sounds decent. I understand
unique.
Unique. Yeah.
And interesting, but it did have some flaws that I found a little frustrating,
right.
I guess.
Four-wheel drive is gonna... Oh, yeah, four-wheel drive. Because not at all.
I started Karikano, also known as His and Her Circumstances, which was a shoujo manga, so like for girls, romance manga based where these two like elite students, like class representative type of students, get together, and they first have a rivalry because the main girl was like mainly became a class rep because she is like really narcissistic and just wants everyone to love her, sort of.
Yeah.
But the anime version was directed by Hideaki Anno, so that's why I watched it. That's why I am watching it. I'm at near the start so far. So I haven't read the manga, so I don't know too much. But apparently, like, it's quite different. And the main difference that seems to be apparent is that Hideaki Anno has just added like a ton of these like very introspective, kind of like the stream of consciousness parts of Evangelion, but not as confusing. Just these introspective dips into the mindset of the two characters while they're talking or while they're having their romance. Like when the girl is trying to ask the boy out, she has all these long scenes of her agonizing over like her fear of being rejected by him and that kind of thing.
Yep.
Which makes it more interesting and artistically significant, I think, than like most normal shoujo romances are. So I'm enjoying it so far. I'm only like 6 episodes in though, so I can't say too much more about it yet.
Okay.
It is apparently 24 or 26, I think.
Okay.
So it's apparently notable for being one of the few like non-hentai romance manga that has a sex scene in it.
Oh,
and
okay.
also another notable thing that happened is that apparently like towards the end of the production, the original mangaka who made the manga got like really pissed off and said she hated it and that Hideaki Anno ruined her work. And that Hideaki Anno got like really depressed and stopped working on it. So the last episodes they just don't have the director anymore and it apparently just completely goes to shit.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well, she ruined her own work by making the show worse.
You know, I think it's a good thing, like what Anno does, which is he takes the original source material and just kind of like completely filters it through his artistic sensibilities.
Yeah.
And that actually is best. Like that's what you should do, because if you just do a really literal adaptation, it's like why not just read the manga then? That already exists. That's what I think. So I think it's more interesting to make a unique take on it that's based on your artistic priorities. Something that's funny to me is that it's immediately apparent like how similar the direction is to Evangelion, which is the only thing of his I've seen before.
Right.
Like, you might remember in Evangelion there's some like establishing scene shots where it shows like the cicadas chirping and like a lonely shot of the subway heading through the city with nobody around and stuff. That exact same type of stuff happens as establishing shots in Karikano.
Okay.
And it also reuses the technique of the really long dramatic pause that happens a couple times throughout Evangelion.
Sure.
Like when Shinji's first getting back on the subway platform and Misato's car is there and they just like stare at each other for like a minute. That also happens a couple times in Karikano.
Well, which one? So Evangelion was first?
Yes.
Okay.
1995 was Evangelion. I think this one's like 98. So you can kind of get the sense that it's almost him like knowing that Evangelion was such a major success and kind of consciously trying to do the same things he did for that.
Wait to utilize that part of things because I have a few people up here who are like close friends or family with some pediatricians in Atlanta. So I think I'm going to ask them first.
So we are looking for... We have to find some other surviving Yorha members before we get to 9S, unfortunately. So.
Okay. So now we have this sort of deliberate section where we are separated from our support character, and that's supposed to make us feel even more lonely and downcast than normal, I'd say. I'd expect.
Yeah.
And this will also be perhaps interesting to see when we switch over perspectives to 9S, because that will be a more substantially different part than the parts where you're just going around as him following 2D, doing the stuff you already did S. Or... So we're out in the desert looking for these guys.
Back in the desert after so long.
Is this A pod?
There's a pod.
The owner discarded this pod and left it in safe mode. Motives
Why was it abandoned? Pod, reactivate it for me. If it's usable, try to overwrite the original owner with my ID.
activation complete. A previous owner
Okay. Now we can switch pods.
Nice, yes. The missiles. And I like the laser best.
Okay.
But, this is
You kind of switch on the fly for almost
you
combos
can.
or something like that, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Was that a relic of one of the Yorha agents we're looking for? Or did we just kind of
I don't
find
know.
that?
I thought this was where I was supposed to go. Maybe that was just a side quest. Well, while we're here, let's go check out the Oasis, and then
Okay.
maybe we'll fast travel to where I know 9S is, and maybe that's all it wants me to do. Maybe I was confused.
That's possible.
Very possible. I think this is the Oasis hidden here. Because that's where our quest marker leads us. Yes.
Yep, good old reliable quest markers. And there it is.
There it is. Oh, we can teleport from here. Perfect.
What would an oasis be without a teleportation point, after all? In lore, do we know who set up these teleportation spots?
I mean, humans, I guess, for Android use. They built this. I don't know why they're disguised as vending machines, but just fun. Alright, let's go to... City Ruins Center, I think, is probably the best.
For the glory of mankind.
That's right.
In their hidden moon bases that I'm sure we will get to go to. And
Yeah.
find many living humans.
Yes, absolutely. Maybe the moon is like terraformed and beautiful.
report. Mail
So when we found the aliens
notification
earlier, were they
from
supposed to have like
access
come from beneath the earth, or were they just supposed to have been hiding there since they came from space?
They were,
Did we
I
find that
believe
out?
they were hiding there. Yeah, I was also a little bit confused about that at the start. Like when I, first played this, but I do believe that they are from space and they were just hiding under the earth. They crashed and got buried and that kind of thing. A combination of all those.
But they did legitimately send all the robots here, as far as we know.
As far as we know, yes. Okay, there's an access point. I can check my mail. That apparently is important. Oh,
The way you
Emil is
responded to
bored.
that seems to indicate to me that there probably will be another twist regarding the origin of the robots.
Sure. Take what you will from my response. We shall see.
Alright.
Use
Is there
your
anything
scanner.
about the initial premise
Oh.
that doesn't have a twist surrounding it? That's my question at this point.
Yes. Maybe the thing you just mentioned. Maybe something else.
Wow, mysterious.
Hold on. What am I doing? I have to like use an item. I just need to wander around. If I have to wander around, I'll just look it up.
That seems fair.
Because it's not showing up my quests. Alright, hold on.
Gotten too used to the crutch of the quest markers. That's what this is trying to teach you, I think.
Yeah.
A harsh lesson like that.
Yeah. Scanner 9S. There we go. I think there is a scanner pod, but like I don't. Oh, utility pod program. Yeah, that's what I got. While the pod button is held. Well, hold on. Let's deal with this. See, I got missile and laser. And then maybe it's weapon. Oh, no, air fists. Oh, pod programs. No, see, I got what? I have to. I'm gonna go back to the thing. I talked to the people who gave it to me, and last time I talked to them, they acted like they did in fact give it to me. So what's missing here? I have to buy it from them. Maybe I have to do something else, but the quest marker is not telling me anything. Right place. No, fuck. Okay.
You're lost in Nier, it seems.
Guess so. I mean, I remember this part. Like, maybe I don't remember. I know you're supposed to like wander around and scan stuff, but I don't have this. I remember there being a scanner program, and I just confirmed it by looking it up. What am I looking for?
So you didn't pick it up somewhere earlier or something like that?
Well, I'm supposed to get it from. Oh, I can't teleport there. Why? Yeah, I'm supposed to get it from a couple of androids. So if I do this, no. See, just laser or missile. Odd. There's like two androids, the two red-headed twin androids that I pointed out earlier have now given me the scanner, allegedly. They were supposed to. And I talked to them again, they were like, use the scanner to scan. It's like, okay.
Report. Mail notification received from access point.
Let's go. Ouch. I thought I was floating. But instead I was doing like a weird split maneuver. Yes, I need a scanner. Oh yeah, there's these.
Come on, Popola.
Once you approach a target, the scanner can make it visible. Yeah, but I don't have a scanner.
That does seem like they're acting as if they gave it to you already.
Make sure I don't have to like... Maybe I have to like equip it in my pod or something? I don't know. I'm like clearly missing something, but...
Either there's a bad bug that's fucked the game over completely, or you're missing something. It's
I don't know.
definitely one of those two things, I would say.
The game is too difficult. I'll just Google better. Nier Automata. Scanner pod. Maybe let's look up, let's just find a real walkthrough instead of Googling. I could just, there is a thing I have to do before 9S that I forgot about, so maybe I can go there, but maybe, but I don't have the scanner, maybe I don't need it, that's what I'm checking right now, just FYI. What chapter is this supposed to be? I have no idea. Okay. Uh-huh. Yeah, I was supposed to just get the scanner program from them by talking to them, and I didn't happen. Let's just...
That was perfect.
Check one last time. Programs. Oh, I see. There it is. Oh, okay, got it. I had it, just wasn't showing up on the list until I selected it. Okay, now that we have that, let's get rolling.
I picked up a response on the scanner.
I think I know where to generally go. Gotta go back to where we fought that boss section. Oh. Okay, yeah, it finds treasures
This
too.
might be useful.
Let's see where it is.
Do.
I don't remember how to
They
get there.
actually usually have
Was there? Yeah, there's a pipe I can go through. What was this one? Maybe it is.
9S was caught in a large explosion over the water.
I know.
The search for 9S should commence in the flooded region.
It's not this one.
Got it. It's funny. You're oddly chatty today.
Affirmative. As a support unit, I am capable of engaging in conversation as necessary. Proposal. 2B should initiate conversation more frequently.
Proposal denied.
Damn. There we go. I didn't know, like, look, her costume's wet after being in the water with all these fancy graphics.
High tech.
Yeah, high tech.
I think one of the first games I played that had that was Twilight Princess. You'd, when you came out of the water, your clothes would be dripping. I think even Wind Waker has that, actually.
Yeah, it's not, like, uncommon, but,
yeah,
well, at least these
more
days,
fancy
like,
with the wet clothes.
yeah, back in the day,
effect
that
on
would have
them.
been, let's see. I remember, like, Stalker, Clear Sky, I think, had, like, it was, like, one of the first games to use DirectX 10. They had, like, super fancy, wet textures that I remember looking nice.
Nice.
But this is, like, dynamic. Alright,
Metroid
so...
Prime had a thing where your visor can get wet. That was cool.
Yeah.
Get rain.
I learned recently, I didn't know this, but if you use X-ray vision to look through your gauntlet, you can see Samus has to make, like, different hand shapes for to activate different, like, beams. Each one has a unique shape. I didn't know that. Kinda cool.
Yeah.
A lot of detail. Alright.
That's one of the things that can separate a masterpiece game from a good one is just being able to put in all those extra details. So anytime a player fucks around with something, they feel like they're rewarded for it, sort of.
Is this it?
There's
Maybe.
even a
Okay, well,
signature.
let's, clear the area or something, not letting me... Oh,
Yeah.
oh right, I keep... There. Keep trying to scan. Yeah, that's always fun. Attention to detail is always really cool. There we go. Okay, she can't talk, but otherwise she's fine. Oh, it's one. It's not even the one. I guess that's right. We are looking for 9S, so if it's not 9S, quest is not done.
Makes sense.
Don't even need the scanner, just wait for the enemies to show up.
If it's not 9S, we still can't rest.
There we go. Perfect. Our Rhino unit is functioning.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Two. Yeah. Oh, whoa. Oh, I see. Oh, okay, that's what the confusion was. The scanner is a secondary. Ah, now it makes sense. I also like how to do the treasures so I can actually find the robots. Got that
The scanner
one.
is a little too effective.
It is. Got an achievement.
Nice.
Okay. I guess I like literally never used the scanner before because that was like.
Yeah. The scanner gameplay kind of reminds me of the fucking metal detector from the first Ratchet and Clank game.
Oh yeah. Or from Psychonauts.
Psychonauts, yeah.
Did I? That's one I got. Maybe this one is one I didn't. Yeah, this one. Okay. I thought it was the same one. Or.
What she has to say is ...
And this one? Oh. What? These. Hey, that's that same guy that died earlier. I recognize that name. Keeps dying. Well, someone out there is finding a few TNPs, so.
Probably
same one again. Okay. Nice, peaceful fishing for bodies, kind of.
Yeah, I like the music.
Yeah. Oh, it's interesting. Oh. Okay.
I'd go in anyway.
Yeah, we can't. This is for later. Or it could also be the entrance to the DLC, which I don't own, but I don't think it is. I think it's actually part of the game.
Who needs the DLC?
You know, and it's just like a... Oh, there we go. It's like a gauntlet of more battles. So, not the most valuable part of the game for me. Yeah. It has costumes, I think, but you can just mod those in.
Easy. I've contacted the bunker. They should be here soon. Thank you.
We are currently searching for a missing Yorha unit, designation 9S. Should you possess any...
Please, anything will help. 9S. I saw him all right. That explosion sent him flying.
Which
She refers to him as a kid, which does indicate that he's supposed to be younger looking than even than 2B.
Maybe it's just like a term of endearment.
Possibly. I don't know what she says in Japanese.
This is actually the, maybe 9S's playthrough. But, like, the scene where, like, 9S finds out 2B is gone, or 2B finds out 9S is gone, or whatever, is, like, that's an example people used for the Japanese voice acting being, like, way better. Which I don't really agree with, but they're like, the Japanese voice actors just have so much more emotion. Okay, I don't know.
I think it's fine in English.
Yeah,
I guess 2 of these voice actors has not been conveying much emotion, but that's probably down to the writing.
That's the point. She said she's not allowed to feel emotions.
That's true, she did say that. She just feels mildly irritated each time something
Yeah,
comes
she just
up.
doesn't really like her job, but...
A giant colossal fucking beast can emerge from the sea and she'll be like, oh god. Like,
yeah, this again.
It's gonna be so much paperwork.
Yeah. Paperwork, I think that's what the operators do, so she doesn't have to worry about it.
Probably not.
Here. Find more androids, maybe? Maybe the one we're looking for?
You know where he is. It's a pretty tasteful loading screen that this game has.
Yeah, it's fun. It's cool. It's with the, you know, some more of that meta kind of stuff. I think it might actually refer to, like, your real in-game stats. And of course, you know, everything we see is just part of our operating system, as we saw earlier when 9S was helping us change our graphics settings at the beginning. Alright, okay, so, yes, we are going back in the hole, which I did earlier, but wasn't the right thing to do.
The transmission seems to be coming from an underground cave network.
Lots of robots here. They captured 9S.
Crucified androids. They may have, yes.
No black box signals detected. Alert.
I have time to fight these guys. I'm looking for my friend.
Wrong route. Better go back and see if there's another one.
Okay, yeah. This is the ship. Is it? Looks different. I guess it is. Looks like the ship. Okay.
Certainly does, yes.
We missed a turn somewhere. go. Or this way? This way.
Would 9S have made it this far inside?
Oh, he sucks.
Possible enemy ambush ahead.
Don't care.
Can I save? Yes. Alright, I think there's a boss coming up. Epic battle.
Yes. Yeah, this boss also has a very sad backstory.
He does. He might. He or she might.
She or they might, yes.
Interesting.
It's like a simulated city.
Yeah, someone's trying to rebuild the Earth. Copied city. Not just simulated, but copied.
Yes.
I wonder who lives here. Some kind of machine, perhaps.
What is this?
Analysis. This area is composed of crystallized silicon and carbon. Further details unknown.
Who built it?
Unknown.
You said further details unknown. Get all these juicy power-ups.
All we know is that it's carbon.
And silicon, yeah.
Carbon.
All sorts of dead androids,
What's
that's
with the
no good.
corpses?
It is unlikely the Yorha units came this far on their own. Hypothesis. The enemy must have placed them here deliberately.
Weird.
Strong contrast between the way these bodies have been arranged versus the crucified ones.
Yes, these ones have been haphazardly lain about instead of carefully placed on a cross. Much less care taken.
Exactly.
That tower looks like important. Let's go there.
The universe said degenerates like you belong on a cross to these guys.
Yeah.
This kind of looks like it could be a Kingdom Hearts level.
Yeah, I think I thought the same thing when I first saw it. I remember seeing something similar to Kingdom Hearts, like in a video or something.
Willy level that's all black and white like this, monochrome.
Yeah,
Welcome
it's Bayonetta.
to my beloved city.
Is that one of the Sephiroth brothers?
Yeah, it's Adam
Never
or
recognized them.
Eve.
They keep changing clothes.
Life forms, I suppose, have a keen interest in humanity, love,
Oh, right.
family,
I didn't, yeah.
religion.
Yes,
Give me an opportunity to suck up all these
the more
corpses. He has to
human
model
tree
one.
first.
Yeah.
The more
Oh no, this interrupts him. Okay, we'll chill.
This city is one of many areas I created out of a desire to understand, to know humans. It's grand, don't you think? Almost spiritual. And yet it's currently nothing more than an android graveyard. I seek to learn and adopt all
okay.
facets of humanity. Some desired love, others family.
Where's 9S?
Only
Interesting
then
that he uses the past
did I
tense thing.
realize the truth.
Yes.
The core of humanity is conflict. They fight, steal, kill.
Now he doesn't.
This is humanity. In
So,
its
there are bills.
You know nothing about humanity.
He's a bad essay writer. Keeps changing
Have I
tenses.
offended you, little android?
It is pretty big.
Did I speak ill of your beloved humans? The truth can be so painful. I strive to attain nothing less than the essence of humanity itself. We machines exist in a connected network. We are immortal, invincible, and yet, within all those infinite bits of data, there exists not even the merest flicker of being, of life, death, even the concept of death, has no meaning to us.
Okay.
This is a lot of philosophy happening right
This,
now.
yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. This may be the most philosophical game.
Thus,
You
I
can
It's
believe it.
increasing its ranking on the
I shall
philosophical,
risk my life in battle.
philosophical game rankings.
Battle tendons.
I do think it's a little bit interesting to think about what the best load screens are, because there aren't very
Oh,
many.
yeah.
Most of them are really
I
like they
severed my
don't
connection
think
to the
about it at all.
And
Yeah.
there's just a ton of
This game,
This
Like-
game
Let
is
us
good.
embrace death.
the load screen is like, or was frame rate locked until you know, you can remove it with this fan patch, but that made it like the load times longer because it would like wait for the animation before actually loading or something, like really stupid.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I think Okami, for me, is still a standout load screen. You have the scroll that you can paint on it with Amaterasu's paws.
Oh yeah,
And
that's
mashing
right.
the X button.
That's right. Ouch.
Can't think of too many other good ones besides that one.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know. I was trying to think of some, but you know, ones with gameplay tips can be fun, like League of Legends, you know,
That's
or
the most
lore
standard
tidbits.
I do like the tidbits in League of Legends, yeah. We've had a good time with some of those.
Yes. I feel like it's not letting me walk on. Maybe that's intentional. It's kind of not. Go on.
How do you feel about League's no zero tolerance policy for certain words being used in chat?
I think it's very beneficial to the health of the game.
Yes, I agree.
I mean, for being, I guess they have to do something for it to be a little less toxic. I don't know. Whatever. Wasn't that?
People will just like realize what the words are and then start using other substitute instincts, but
yeah,
for a little while it will help.
Yeah, what was that thing they were doing? Oh, okay, well, hold on, cutscene. Very important.
I do enjoy this.
It's pleasure from battle.
That's the essence of humanity, according to him, and that's what he's striving to achieve, or something like that.
Yes, there he is. I found him. She's getting emotional. It's not allowed. A lot of Christ allegories.
Definitely a lot of religious-based symbolism, yeah.
He's fine.
I prepared this just for you.
He's alive.
Yeah.
Can they feel pain?
Yes.
I mean, after all, we all
And they can bleed, apparently.
don't we?
I wonder why that might be.
You son of a... I'll kill you!
She's definitely experiencing emotions here.
Yes.
That's it. That's the feeling. Pure hate. Come to be.
All right.
And it's after phase 3 of the boss fight.
Yeah. Similar to phase 2.
Carrying over the same health bar from phase 2, in fact.
Yes, which is nice. Oh no.
Not the case for phase 1 to 2.
No, but he also has
restored
a-
his health bar in that.
He did, and now he has a grab attack though.
He's got Street Fighter combos.
Yeah.
Now, yeah.
Ouch.
Special moves.
Cool.
They don't end up in the same.
Alright, now I can walk on. On that I couldn't briefly. Use my laser that I always forget to use. Now that I have like the hotkey down, healing in battle is easy.
Yeah, I noticed you got a lot faster about it.
Oh, come on. Lost my lock, missed my shot.
Stabbed him again.
Well,
I suppose
Yeah,
Adam is
like-
the one that we stabbed the first time because Eve came from Adam's rib, of course.
Right, so he just likes to get stabbed. Well, that's, you know, a little worse this time, so she really made sure.
So dark.
She was angry.
I don't know what he expected, you know. He seems upset by this turn of events.
Yeah, it's not quite what he was looking for, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, that is de-crucified 9S, I guess.
Yeah, he just fell. He maybe he pushed himself off, you know, while we were fighting. We just didn't notice.
Perhaps.
Alright, we'll get this corpse and then we'll deal with 9S.
Let's just slowly walk over to him.
Come on. Let's go home.
Oh yeah. I guess he was holding it together. That's why 9S fell down.
Yeah,
Without the will of Adam, the copied city cannot last.
that makes sense.
Damn. 9S really went through hell. But you're the boss. You want
This
him set up
does
to the dead
add
body
to your
and all?
theory that he is
I'll
the one
make
who
it happen.
suffers the most, yes.
Thanks.
I think so, yeah. This is the first indication of that.
What? Nothing.
He was also
just-
the one who got his
you've
arm and
never
leg
been much
blown
for
off the
gratitude,
first time we
you know?
died.
He did, and he lost his memories, and we didn't. So you know, he's just always getting screwed over.
That
a
might
lot.
actually reduce
Not that
the
I
amount of
mind or
suffering.
anything.
Oh, true. In the
I
long
also
run.
have a message for you. Command needs you to contact them ASAP. Got it.
Okay.
I mean, that'll make people a little bit less.
This is 2B. Patch me through to the commander.
Oh, hey,
He
Doobie.
really meant
Roger
ASAP.
that. Give me just a second here. 2B, good job destroying that machine. Upon further analysis, we learned that the machine, codenamed Adam, was responsible for managing half of their entire network. A disruption of this magnitude to their network should weaken the
Wow.
machine significantly.
Wonder who has the other half.
What's going to happen to 9S?
He'll
Yes,
undergo a full
good
data
question.
overhaul up here. Assuming we don't encounter any problems, we're planning to partner him with you again.
Thank you.
In the meantime, I have another mission for you.
Perhaps
I've mailed you
Eve?
the briefing. Go ahead and take a look.
Maybe it's
Possible.
the Yoko Taro head.
Yeah, Emil.
Report. Mail notification received from access point.
Alright, well, we'll deal with that next time. It's a great stopping point. We
Yes,
just
this
lost
was the
9S
desired
again.
stopping point.
Yes, so, oops, don't load. Save. And alright, well, we'll be back with Final Fantasy IV. Whenever, next time.
Fire Emblem 4.
I mean, fuck, I do that every time. Fire Emblem 4, not Final Fantasy 4. That's for later. And then back with Nier Automata, where we probably will finish up the first playthrough next time. Very excited. So, there we go. This was a cakewalk.
This is a cakewalk.